Well, hello there, everyone, and have a good afternoon or evening or morning, depending upon where you are watching this stream today. Good to see you all here. Been a busy day, that's for darn sure. Working in here and just still uh, trying to get this back in order. It's a chore and sometimes a little more difficult than I anticipate that it is going to be or even should be. But I hope you all are well. I saw Mr. Mom here earlier. There he goes. Hey, evening, sir. Hope you are well. If I'm not mistaken, it's a little chilly up where you are. It's a lousy 77 here in Las Vegas right now. But so far, so good. Hey, Douglas, cheers, man. Appreciate you popping in. You know, if I would have known that Stacy was having technical difficulties, I might have changed my stream in a half hour, an hour or so, just to, you know, fill the gap. Didn't know, never got notified from YouTube. I just happened to be sitting here and like, you know what? Where's Stacy? And I'm looking for her because I'm sitting here and I wanted to just fiddling around. I'm like, huh. And so I'm like, I know she had a thumbnail up. Then I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. So I dug a little deeper into her channel, and lo and behold, she was having some technical difficulties. And so, being that she was, um, she couldn't stream. Well, again, YouTube didn't notify me a subscriber to Four Leaf Whiskey just to say, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Uh, so anyway, neither here nor there. We're here now, and you're here with us. I think I saw Sean pop in there. Yes, I did. What is up, sir? Hope you are doing well. Glad to see you here. Where's he at? There he is. What's up, man? Appreciate you. And I know I saw Mr. Morgan. Yes, there he goes. Mr. Morgan, cheers. And up, there we go, the fishing dock. What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a minute. Glad to see you here. Appreciate you coming on in. For those that want to, the link is in chat. I missed it. I got to pin it before it gets away from me. So also, here, I got that pinned. Who, which I know some of you did, what do you think about Dave and Kira deciding to retire? I mean, I got it. And I was listening to some of the stuff they said, and there is a lot to doing this. There's prep work besides the hunting and so on and so forth. That's one of the main reasons why I don't put out like videos. I'd rather do lives like this. But still, there is a lot of prep work behind the scenes, even coming up with different material to talk to everybody about. It is a lot more work than people know. So I got what they were saying, and yes, family demands are important. So I got the other reason why they're like, hey, they have things that they feel more obligated to do. My words, not theirs. But it's understandable. It's absolutely understandable that, after so long you reach that point. Hey, that's it. You may see us from time to time here and there, but that's it. So I totally understand what they did. Hey, cheers, Eric. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you very much for sticking your nose in here and smashing that like button. Always great to see you. Enjoyed their funny. Yes, I thought their style of streaming, whiskey talk, whatever, I liked it. I was drawn to them. So yeah, I'm absolutely, fine with that. I agree with you on that, James. Absolutely do agree with you uh, about that. I think that they are great YouTubers. Sorry to, see them retire, as they put it, but you come to a point, you got to choose A or B. Simple as that. And I'm sure at one point I'll do the same thing, A or B. You know, that's just it. Oh my gosh, look at this hanging AZ. What time is it? And you're still out of bed? Holy smokes, I figured you'd be taking your afternoon nap. But it's always good to see you. Appreciate you for being here. And no, there is no Long Branch going to be drunk on this stream hanging. So sorry. Guaranteed today. None whatsoever. Now, last week before, we were all chatting about peat. And I know you're going to find it hard to believe, but I got into another conversation about peat and with someone that had a bad experience with peat, which we all know people who have had it. And like we all said, you're either going to like it or you're not, especially depending upon what end of the pool you get in. If you get into the deep end, you got a choice, like it or not. However, I feel if you wade in and start somewhere around the ankles or calves, I think you will have a better experience, particularly if you have someone to guide you through the process. And if I remember, Top Dog, him saying that he wasn't against peat. He wants to have more experiences. Unfortunately, his experiences didn't quite tick the right boxes for him to really come into the fold and really want to start diving into that world. And I think it was Josh Fritz, too, who had mentioned that he was into it. However, again, he wasn't quite sure how to go about it, or I don't remember if he had a bad experience with peat. But it's a topic that has a lot of legs on it, and we all get the wrong ideas about peat and what's heavily peated versus what is truly a heavily peated Scotch, or just a strong tasting peat. Two big differences. Okay. Strong tasting. And I will give you an example. Lafroig, Ardbeg. Everyone says they are huge peat. I mean, it's like get hit in the face with a coal shovel, right? Exactly. But it's not what you think. Okay. It is not what you think. They are not considered a heavily peated whiskey when you look at the ppms, or parts per million, that they have compared to some others, right? To some others. And Eric, you are on the right track. I've got a Kilhoman down here. And of course, I cut Lafroig. Thank you, sir, very much. But so we're going to get into that. So stick around. But yes, I brought my Machier Bay because that is a great story. And I've told it a few times, but thanks to Sugar Kitty. And I'll get into that when we get there. But, peat it is so different depending upon what brand you're drinking. And I'm going to use Lafroig again. Versus a Benriach. Two different distilleries, two different levels of peat. Or one of my favorites, the Log 16 or Lagavulin, which is the quintessential Scotch and peat at a 16-year old age statement, and I do believe 46 ABV. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, I do believe Lagavulin 16 is 46 ABV. Could be 43, but I doubt it. I do believe it's 46. Yes, you see the dog walk by there. Where'd you go? There she is. Yes, she's coming in to check on me, see what's going on. Isn't that right, Olivia? Okay. Everybody's here. They can't quite see you, but they know you're around. Oh, they can now. There's just a little head and a tail. There she is. Okay. She's had enough. Well, who knows? She's probably going to bring back a toy, so I'm going to warn you now. I'm going to warn you now. 43. Okay. I was like, is it 46 or 43? When you get up there, it is. Yes, she's barking. Probably because someone else is outside. But anyway, we're happy to hear her bark after what she's been through this last month. That's for sure. So we're good with it. But okay, 43. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Sorry there. I'm cheating on whiskey today. Got a heck of a deal on some botanist. Ooh. Now, that Fever Tree, what was that one that I was drinking? Hold on. It's botanist, but it is a very dark gin hanging. And I do believe I put it on Discord for Scotch Down Under. But, oh my gosh. Sidebar, people. Sorry. But, oh my gosh, that botanist was so good. And what I can't remember the flavor of Fever Tree, but oh my goodness, hanging, you have got to try that. Hold on, let me find it here. I know it's here. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Bing. Okay. It's the botanist, and I don't know if this will come through, but it's Isla cask aged. So the gin is put in an Isla cask and aged. Oh my gosh. And this is an unusual color for gin, but I don't know how well you can see it. But do you see that? That's gin, and it's called the Botanist. And that's one of them that's Hanging's talking about. But the one he's talking about is clear. I'm sure it wasn't this one. But oh my goodness. And then the Fever Tree was a sparkling Sicilian lemonade. That one. That was mixed with it. Right there, Fever Tree, sparkling Sicilian lemonade. So they were mixed together. Wow. Yes, it is out there hanging, and I'm telling you, that was the first taste of gin I had since like 05, and it was so good. Right there. So sorry, little sidebar there because he had mentioned that on there. But yeah, oh my gosh, that was just so good. So good. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Let's see. Andrew, cheers, brother. Appreciate you popping in here. As a friend of Lefroy since 1996, I'm a bit biased, but have used peated Enoch or Ben Romick to give some people gentle starts. Thank you. I absolutely, and I'm so glad you put that forward because that's exactly what I want to talk about. If we start these people off on the right foot, oh, good, Josh, you're here. Your ears had to have been ringing. I was talking about you. Anyway, I think they can wade in the stream and then slowly get out into the deep end and float, tread water. I think they can do fine with it because it should never overpower the fruit, the sweetness that you get in Scotch. peat always, in my opinion, should take a back seat to the flavors that's in Scotch. So think of your pears, your stone fruits like your plums, raisins, dates, figs, the citrus notes that you can get, the heather slash honey notes on there. Some people say they can taste. Oh my God, not ultraviolet. um, Oh my goodness, like lilac, kind of like that in there. I've never got it, but taste is so subjective. But Andrew, good point. Good point. That's for sure. And we're going to get in and talk a little bit about that. So please stay tuned. Uh, hey, Greg, glad to see that you're still up. It's almost 8 p.m. I'm surprised they haven't rounded you up and tied you down in the bed and locked the door. But great having you. Hey, Biking Bourbon. Cheers, man. Appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Always good to have you here. That's for darn sure. Sorry, I'm a little behind on the chat, people, but I will get there. I'm just making sure that I didn't miss anything on there. And a lot of people dived into that end on Lafroig, Lagavulin, Ardbeg, when it comes to peat, because it is readily available, particularly the Lafroig 10. You go to a bar, there's a chance it's going to be there. And if you want to try a peated Scotch, a lot of people just dive right in and do it. And not that it is a terrible thing, mind you. No. But I think it's wrong to jump them into something like that without preparing them first, to give them the taste of peat without the medicinal side to it that is in Lafroig. So the iodine band-aids, or like Bourbon says, band-aids and hate, because that's what it comes off as. And if you don't understand that that's not all peat tastes like, anytime you hear that word, all of a sudden the stop sign goes up. And I just don't think it's getting a fair shake. Hey, Greg, hope you are well. Everything is good here, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. I hope all is well in over there in France. But I appreciate you. I know it's late, but I always enjoy having you here, and put your 2 cents in there because it is much appreciated. Thank you very much. Hey, what's up, Jacob? Cheers, man. Haven't seen you in a minute, although I did see you on Big Vic stream. I was lurking on when he had his Puffs and Pours stream. Always good to see your face, my friend. Thank you for popping in here. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You saw people talking about the Glen Scotia Mermaid earlier. I'm picking one up tomorrow or Tuesday. Yeah, you know what? I haven't got to try that, but I have a feeling it's on its way. But if I'm not mistaken, Bourbon said it wasn't bad. I mean, it didn't make his right foot tap or anything like that, but he goes, it wasn't bad. But I know that JD Bourbon Approach, he enjoys it. And, he is a Glen Scotia fanboy. I mean, big time. But, I mean, he really appreciates it. That's for darn sure. Oh, yeah. Yep. Ken was really busy on that. That's for darn sure. And the Isla Cask Aged Gin. That Isla Cask Aged Gin, yeah, I tried that just about a little over a month ago, Greg. Absolutely. And Highland Park is another fine one, Sean. You and I have talked about this before when the topic come up, and I'm going to mention that, and I'm going to bring out a bottle of the Highland Park 15 Viking Heart, or the Highland Park 12 is another great um, beginner peat, without a doubt. I mean, without a doubt. Absolutely. Peated, unpeated, they each bring something different to the table. But it's the peat that seems to get some people a little off, and they haven't had the right experience. And to me, it's all about the experience and how you prepare these people for this type of experience. And they need somebody, not necessarily like me, but could be like you out there, to to help them to explain all the little nuances, because I feel if they get the right information, they understand what this is and what it can do for whiskey, and how it's supposed to be. I I think we can do it. I know I took a few people through it, and I'm confident we can do this for people. Certainly. Hey, cool running. I was like, I know I saw you in here because I see the people talking about it. Cheers, brother. Hope all is well over there in Ireland. Is it cold and rainy? If it isn't, I'd be shocked. So let's see here. Well, that's good too. But if you find that one, that oh my goodness, I'm telling you what, that could replace the wild turkey honey that I like, and I do not. Okay, that's one of the only flavored type of whiskeys I like, but it's not. It doesn't taste unnatural, and I did a stream on that. I will drink a crap ton of that mixed with fresh brewed unsweetened tea poured over ice. Oh, it is freaking phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Elderflower fever tree. As a matter of fact, I think Ken spoke of that. Do not quote me, but I do believe so. Old boss had kept a bottle of Lafroig in his desk drawer, would call me to his office after I closed a big deal when we would have a pop. Oh, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And not to mention Campbelltown's Funk Peat Smoke too. Oh yes, Campbelltown is that's in a whole nother category of that funk. And I hate to use it, but that's what everybody knows when we talk about Campbelltown. Oh, that Campbelltown funk, that Campbelltown funk. Yes, I don't have any peated Japanese. Um, oh, you picked one up last week. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any of that, but um, I know it's out there. I know it's out there. And I just haven't seen it here in Vegas yet, Greg. Hey, Bourbon Baller. Cheers, brother. Appreciate you popping in here saying hello. Oh no. Always appreciate it when you pop in, buddy. Really. Your experience, your knowledge on whiskey. Love it. Love it. Oh, I had no problem with it. I think that should be on every Pete lover's bar, just like uh, uh, I almost spit out Jack Daniels because it's a common shelfer. I really don't mean a bottle of standard Jack Daniels, people. You know it. I don't even know a bottle of standard Jack on my on my on my shelf or anywhere. If anything, that definitely would be floor whiskey. But everybody, if you're a person into peat, has that. It's one of the quintessential scotches on people's uh, shelf, bar, wherever it is that you like to keep it. You know, honestly, it's wonderful. Mermaid, yeah. I just haven't gotten it yet, but I will. I really enjoyed the fresh crack. Okay, that's right. I was just thinking it was you. I was just thinking that it was you, but I wasn't 110% sure that that had that because I remember seeing a text and I was just going to go to my phone, but I didn't want to call you out. Like, I know somebody that definitely has it. So have you went back to it, Greg, since you recently got it done? Really? Huh. Wow. Oh, Yoshi. Okay. I know that name. I know that name. I don't think Z Man knows it, but we'll find out here in a minute. We'll find out here in a minute. Drugstore near me is clearing out the botanist, 375 for 12 bucks a pop. Oh yeah. 12 bucks. I can't argue that. That's definitely worth it. Hey, Darrell. Cheers. Yes, yes, sirree. You know we talk about peat on this channel. We talk about peat on this channel. Oh my gosh, look at this corn and whiskey. Now you know you made it. When you got Darrell here, you got corn with whiskey here. I mean, come on, people. We are living. We are living. And you know what, Paul? That's perfectly fine. That's absolutely fine to not something every day. Me, you're right, not every day, but I can drink it regularly. I can drink it on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I probably could drink it every day. I don't because like others, I have so much more to choose from. Hello, Livy. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were there. Okay, you sit right there. Make sure nobody takes anything off that shelf. Got my guard dog right there, ready to go. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. For some, it's not. Today, for me, it was because I was sampling a few just to just to see, trying to refresh my memory where we were on the peat level, where I was on this peat level in here. Just couldn't remember. Hey, Cole, cheers, man. Hope you're doing well. Again, appreciate you all for popping in here, saying hello, and smashing that like button. Always great to see you. It is so darn good. I mean, it truly is very good. Very, very good. That with that gin, oh my goodness gracious. And I mean it. Wow. Now I haven't tried that. Um, but I think Ken has. And that's where I heard of it. Oh yeah. Tail of ice cream. Oh my gosh. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That's where I was going to go. Did you open that tail of ice cream? Oh my gosh, it is such a freaking delicious drop. Oh, oh, sorry. But I was like, oh my gosh. I'm telling you. It's good before dinner too. It's good anytime, but after a nice meal and you want that dessert, oh my gosh, pour yourself 2 fingers of that sucker and go sit down because you'll want seconds. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. No, not at all. And I'm not even going to try to say that, James. Nope, I'm not even going to try and say it. And Oogie, yep. Oogie is great. Bourbon baller, that is exactly the premises of this. That's, you've got to learn your path. Get somebody that knows peat and that can take you down this path and explain the nuances, the differences in there, because Lafroig and Lagavulin, Kilchoman, Octomore, it's all different. It's all different. Tobamori, Benriach, It's all different. And you need to take them down this path. Start them off. And then once they get moving, let them decide left, right, middle, 180. Let them decide. But that's what I'm going to get into a little bit and pour a couple of good starter whiskeys for people to say, hey, recommend this, recommend that. And, of course, I want to hear from everybody else. But of course, Highland Park is absolutely good. Enoch has some great ones in there. So absolutely, absolutely, I am so. You're absolutely right. Both tea and gin is the variant of the keynote tea. You know what? I have heard that, haven't had it, didn't understand what they were talking about until you just said what you did. So now I know the rest of the story. Absolutely. Um, I think the best bang for the buck is the Ardbeg 10. Don't mind the wee beastie. It doesn't have any more peat than the 10. Go with the 10, pay a couple bucks more, and get a little more refined whiskey. I'm sure you have a bottle of Jack. There is no doubt in my mind, especially at the price. Well, you know what? If they come out with a peated long branch, I'm not gonna buy it. Just so you know. And my gosh, I just saw him plugging something else. Was it a gin or was it a tequila? I just saw him today. I can't remember what it was. And I'm like, well, if you're plugging it, it's got to be shit. Oh, see, I can still drink it just like rye. Give me a peat in the summer. Give me rye in the summer. I don't care. It is a no brainer. I can do it. I can do it without a doubt. Holy smokes. Did I miss Dave? Did I miss Dave? Oh my gosh. I did. Sir, accept my apologies. I thought I saw a glimpse of you when I was going down. Then I saw your name mentioned and it wasn't in vain. I'm like, oh, I missed it. So my apologies, sir, but cheers. Yes, thank you, sir. But appreciate you stopping in here, man. Appreciate you. I thought you. Well, that's a whole nother twist on Pete. You know, um, oh, because you have me at sherry. You tell me you got a sherry whiskey. Oh, take my money. Take my money. I certainly do love sherry finished whiskeys. And yes, that Glenmoe 10, I do like. It's not peated, but I do like it without a doubt. The flagship pour, what should be placed in front of the judge for best results? Hmm. One of the ones that I really like, and it was a just something I stumbled upon, if that's what you're referring to, is it's an independent bottling by Alexander Murray from Tobermory Distillery. And I think I had it out last week. Let me move the Glengoyne over here. Yeah. It was a 22-year-old that, again, in my opinion, would be a great one for somebody to start on because it is a wonderful sip. As a matter of fact, my sister and brother-in-law were against Peat. I poured that for them, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't bad at all." Bingo! It's the path, just like Bourbon Baller said. It is the path that you are on and going down. You know, it's it's, I'm telling you, it's all about the journey. It's all about the journey that you're going to have. Uh-huh. See? Pete's catching on. I don't care what people say. It's catching on. Sean, preach it. Preach it. I'm telling you, preach it. Preach it. Here I am. I'm preaching, and I don't have anything in my glass. You still like Long Branch, but only bought one bottle? I still don't like Long Branch, and I still only bought one bottle and have my first bottle. Ugh. I'm sorry, but that to me that's a drain pour. But every now and then people like to see me suffer with it. Oh, well, of course. Um, you can't go wrong with that. Now, you talking are you talking, is that the 2024? Well, and not to mention Irish. Irish has peated whiskey. It has peat in it. Some does, not all. But Four Leaf Whiskey sent me 5 or 6, and we did a flight on her stream, I do believe it was. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So good. I mean, oh my gosh. The great series called Private. Yes, I think you told me about that. That Glenmo did have a peated whiskey at one time. Oh, yes. Text me. Text me the price. Absolutely. I would like to. I would like to experience that. No, there is nothing nice about Long Branch, in my opinion. What's nice is that I don't have to drink it and it sits in the bottle. Okay, 2024. Yeah, I've had a couple of drams of that, and I will say thank you to Mr. Gunderson. It is sublime, absolutely sublime. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. No, no, they don't. I will tell you this: I've been in this house well over 20 years, and I can count on one hand how many trick or treaters I've had at my door. Period. Yeah. You see that vicious dog? Oh, she's gone. I was going to say that vicious dog. I've always had dogs, big teeth and everything. They don't come to the door. And you know what? I I don't care that they don't come to the door. That's for sure. Do not care. Uh huh. See there? That's what happens when you get to start beating your gums on the stream. But okay, so let me get a pour here. I've been stammering and talking, but this is one that I like and I think is great for a beginner. Right here. Oops, sorry, Greg. I'm going to take you out there. See this here? This 15-year-old green label Johnny Walker. Some of you may agree, some of you may don't, but we're talking made only with single malt whiskeys from Talisker, Linkwood, Correggamore, Colila. So you've got the maritime but the peat is a suggestion of peat, but you're getting the sweet fruit, little pepper to me on the finish at 43 ABV. Come on, this is a good pour. Matter of fact, I had some yesterday on Ken's stream. He was on, and the Bourbon Bar, Holden was on, and I had dropped him off a flight. We never got to do the stream, and he's had it for a few years. So he happened to pull them out. And so I happened to have the key. And so he happened to open that. He enjoyed it and couldn't believe it was a Johnny Walker because, he was drinking Oogie. I can't remember the other ones that he had on there that he was going through. But what I sent him was before he did what he did now. But it's about $65. This, to me, is a good whiskey, particularly with a light hint of peat. And I'm just telling you, this is a good bottle to have for somebody that's getting out in the world. And a lot of people turn their nose up at it, but I think this is one, if not the only one, that Johnny Walker makes that's worth its salt right here. I think it's the only one. Now, the other one I like, and as a matter of fact, I was sipping on it earlier, is from Klein Leash right here, the classic cask. It's a 15-year-old Klein Leash that, wow, is really good at 43 ABV. Matter of fact, I had some just because I was like, what was the peat level like on this? I said, I think it's mild as in my terms. And then, oh yeah, this is one of those ones on the first crack when I opened it, the frickin' cork broke. So thanks to a little triple R rye cork there from Total Wine, I saved it. It works. That's all that counts. It works. I'm gonna, well, you know what? I'm not, because I already had some of this, but if you see this one, this is a nice one with just a little hint of peat, and it's nice. It is nice. It is a nice bottle, and I just stumbled upon this one about a year ago. It's very, very well put together. I'm going to pour this, and unfortunately, I know you're not going to find this just anywhere. This was a pick from Total Wine, but it's still out and about, and I've seen it at other places here. But what I paid for it and what they want for it now, it went up like $60, $70. So I paid under $100 for this, and now it's $169 some places. I mean, redundant. But I'm going to pour a little bit of this as we chat, because I haven't had it in a while. But like I said, I've personally given this to people that I know that have an aversion to it, and of course, it's my own family. But I'm going to pour a little of this as chat on there. But put the cap back on that. But it is nice.
What's going on, brother?
Oh man, I'm living the dream. Living the dream here. We're chatting about Peat. Talking Diageo Distillery, I had a dram of Mortlach 16, and it might have been my most enjoyable. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I got the Game of Thrones one, and it's really good. It's really good. That's for sure. Can you read the back label address mentioned on this Klein Leash? Hold on. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It is. Hold on. Well, let's see. It's imported by Spirits Imports down in Florida. Amongst the most rare. Oh my gosh! Hold on. It's not saying exactly who put this in there. The classic cask. I mean, is it Douglas Lang? Is it Alexander Murray? I do not know. It's not on here. Give me just another minute, Greg. Let me just make sure that I see this. Let me get my eyeballs back. There we go. Now we got it. Place. No, it is not disclosed. It is not disclosed, as in exactly the classic cask, who the independent bottler was. And yes, it is not. It is not on here. It is not on here. But oh, you know, I'm going to say yes. And the only reason why I say that is because you're jogging my memory. Because that I've talked about that bottle before, and I've shown it more than twice. It could have been Sugar Kitty, might have been Peter White. I know it wasn't Greg. Not that he wouldn't know, as in Greg McDonald, but somebody gave me a little backstory on the classic cask. And so I'm trying to just to think, but I can't remember. But that just kind of give me a little bit of a memory jog. Darn it, I can't remember. Oh well, but this 22-year from Tobermory, oh my gosh. I'm telling you right now. Now, the difference in this is 53.8 ABV. This has got some balls to it. But it is like warm honey. It is stone fruit, so figs, dates on the palate. Syrupy. I mean, it's almost like a creme brulee finish with a hint of smoke, just a hint. And that's where I say that Peat takes a back seat to everything else the whiskey has going on. Okay. And that's the idea. But when you're just getting into it, like I said, and you dive into a Lafroig, or you dive into an Ardbeg, or you dive into a Lagavulin, you're either going to sink or swim. And again, I'm going to say what Bourbon Ball did. It's the path. It's the path. Where do you start? Okay. It's the path. Sorry, I was just savoring this. But oh my goodness, it's good. So it's one of those things that if somebody was definitely getting into that peat world, I would probably open them up with that Green Label 15 Johnny Walker. I would, before I jumped into this cask strength, I would definitely bring them into the 43 ABV, the Klein Leash, without a doubt. I would put them up there and allow them to get that experience in, because now we're going to do this little gradual step. And another one I think has a place, and then let me just preface something and remind people of a few things. So let's go to something that we all know and love, like a Lagavulin. Okay, Lagavulin 16 is 43 ABV. Parts per million is 35 on for peat level. Okay, 35. Peat Monster, Compass Box, Peat Monster. Okay, everybody's had that and goes, oh yeah, that's got some peat to it. Oh, that thing is really good. It's 20 parts per million. So now remember these numbers and the names. It's 20 parts per million. So jump up to Benriach. Benriach 1210, the smoky one. We're talking 55 ppm. 55 ppm. Let's go to, let's say it's Machir Bay. Let me think here. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, Machir Bay. That's 50 ppm at 46% on the ABV. All right, 46. So let's go over to, let's see here. Hold on. To give you another one. Okay, how about Talisker Dark Storm? Talisker Dark Storm. That's a nice briny, peaty at coming in at 22 ppm. 22, where Lafroig is 45. So Lafroig 10 is 45 ppm. So what I'm just saying is this is heavily peated. So that is subjective. So when you taste these whiskeys like Lafroig, and people go, "Whoo, that's a peat monster," what are you referring to? The taste? The taste? Because that's not a true peat monster. But when you taste a Lafroig, when you taste an Ardbeg, when you taste a Lagavulin, that peat's there. That peat is like, wow. What about Octomore? One of the highest Octomores was what? 8.3, coming in at 309 ppm. 309, and it was 61.2 ABV. Now I'm going off of my memory here. So 309. That number, I'm just saying, that number has nothing to do with the actual. I'm trying to search for the words and get it right. So it is a heavily peated whiskey, but not in the mind that we would all think. Okay, not in the mind that we would all think. That heavily peated whiskey that everyone thinks is that Lafroig, is that Ardbeg, okay, because of the way that peat tastes. But peat tastes different in different regions depending upon where it is at and what died there and decayed. It gives it that flavor, that taste. Okay, so yeah, exactly. And so yeah, but that's where people get hung up on. People get hung up on that number, or they hear, or that oh my gosh, this thing is so heavily peated, this Lafroig or whatever. Well, actually, it's not. It's just that style of peat is so robust. That's the term. It's so robust that, oh my goodness, it's like, oh my God, that I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it. Oh, so 15.3 right here at what did I say this was? 307.2. So 307.2 ppm. I tell you what, in my opinion, it's not heavily peated. Because in my mind, you go back to the ones that that you think are heavily peated because of how robust the peat is. So being that robust does not mean it's a heavily peated whiskey. So that's what I'm trying to make people understand when I'm taking them down this journey that most of you know and understand. that are in here that doesn't mean anything. Now, the peat level in here, the complexity in the layers is something that needs to be explored in its own right. This is totally different than Ardbeg and Lefroy and Lagavulin and Kilchoman or Rock Oyster. Okay, not the same, not in the same damn ballpark as those. So that number that gets put on there is very subjective to the individual. And I'm living proof of that. It's very subjective to the individual and what they are told and what they are to expect. And when they hear that they're going to drink that from somebody, so I'm going to use Lagavulin again, is like, oh, this is Peat. This is in your face. Well, they're not lying. It certainly is in your face. No one can deny that. However, when they get it to them in their head, that's a heavily peated. That's a heavily peated. So if we take them down the right path, we start them with something at 35, at 20 ppms, and start them down this journey and explain this as it rolls on along, and allow them to acquire that taste, that smoky goodness, and experience what peat can bring to a whiskey, and allow them to accept that. Then they can choose the direction they want to travel, because peat just adds so much more to a whiskey. And so I like both sides of the tracks, peat or not. I mean, I really, really do enjoy the peat, but I just I cringe a little bit when I hear people talk and explain things the wrong way, and they don't mean it because it's what they know. But once you know, you're like, stop. You want to say stop, but you can't. See, this is what I'm talking about. Perfect explanation. Like I said, this is such a broad topic. This can just go and go and go and go. But this is what I like. This is what I want people to understand about peated whiskeys. That there's so much more to it than you are telling them. So the person that's guiding them doesn't have to go this deep or this technical, but you need to understand it. And so the path is so damn important that you take these people on. And that's why I was said, to about Top Dog and Josh, that I know I can guide them down there and get them to a point to where they're comfortable to travel on their own, to experience this whiskey and make their decisions, because they have a firm base to stand on. And does that make sense to you? I mean, am I talking out of my ass? No, I don't feel I am, but you guys can tell me. I don't care. But it's this journey. It is this journey. And so when I hear people about their bad experience and they're going on, I go, oh, stop. Listen. Linda, listen to me. You went wrong. And so Sean mentioned Highland Park. Highland Park 15. I got one unopened up there, but I got one here. And now that, because he was talking about it, let me get it out. I don't have floor whiskey, and I'm not going to have floor whiskey. Oh, okay. Portsnoy. Let me put that over there. God, this is a good bottle. right here. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on and on. And but Highland Park 15 is a really good bottle, really good bottle. And I always tell people about Highland Park 12. Start there. I will tell them, if you just want to get a bottle, I am sure you will like the Highland Park 12. I even mentioned this one if it's still on the shelf, but it's a heavenly bottle. It is a good bottle to have. Truly is. It is wonderful. Okay. Not familiar with that particular distillery there, but it's one of those that I would definitely try because it's peat. But I am so passionate about this particular journey because so many people get off on the wrong foot, in my opinion. And it's okay to say, you know what, I just don't like it. Fine. No harm, no foul. Step back. There's plenty of good non-peated Scotch out there, like the Bruichladdich 18. It's fine. How about the standard Bruichladdich? Perfect. Unpeated. Tomatin 12. Unpeated, which I find is very good. So there are many other things out there that they can go to that's not, so they can continue that journey. And maybe one day, they get that need for peat. They get that need for peat. And here they go. They have a foundation. They know where they were. They kind of know what they didn't like, but they're ready to experience it. I even believe I mentioned um, High West had a peated whiskey. So when I say peated, finished in ex Isla barrels. That helped reset the hook for me and brought me back down the road to peat after a bad experience. Really did. Hey, Marty, sorry. I thought I caught a glimpse of you there. I'm busy beating my gums. Cheers, brother. Thank you for popping in here, man. Great to see you. I shouldn't have read that as I was drinking, James. You know what? I think I finished that. You're right, Eric. I think I finished that. And I think it was right here. Hold on, let me look. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of empties up there. But yes, that McCarthy's. Yes, 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 yes. Well, they're getting up there, Greg, particularly the 18. Now, I do have an 18. This is Highland Park full volume, 18-year-old Scotch. Really good. Bourbon found this little gem for me, and I was so happy to get this. It's a very nice whiskey, very nice whiskey that I highly recommend. Although it's not in production anymore, but it's like anything. You hunt, go to different places, you can find it, and hey, enjoy it, because I certainly have. Mm. Mid-level peat, 15-year-old. Well, there you go, people. Yeah, it is nice, and you just don't see that sitting on the shelf. Oh my gosh. So, really truthfully, I'm gonna have to say the Lafroig Carchus 2024 with, it's kind of a toss up, but I'm going to say C&D's Steamworks from 2023. I think I gave you 2023 or 2024, Jacob. I'm pretty sure I put one of those in there. Thank you, sir. I knew you'd be around, so that's why I wanted to put it on. Something that you'd approve of. It's not May yet, so I can't wear my other one. But anyhow, so it's all about the path you take in this peated whiskey journey. It really is. It's all about the path you take. It's like I said, I don't care what other people say. I don't care. I just feel that if you give them the right whiskey, yep, there you go. I thought I did. I can't remember if it was 2023 or 2024. I have both, but uh, the only difference on the 2023 now, it's got a year of age. It's got a year of age. That's the only difference that I could tell. I didn't open 2024 yet because I still have 2023 on there. And but yeah, I think that would be fun. Well, I think that honestly goes with just about any whiskey, peated or not, or bourbon, without a doubt. But I do like the smokiness of the peat more so with something like that, Jacob, than anything else. So that's just me. Coloring. Yes, 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 yes. Uh, yes. Paul John Bold. That is striking a chord. Maybe just because Paul John and I'm starting to see some of them pop up around here because I wasn't paying much attention to it before until you told me uh, not to overlook them. So I'm like, yeah, okay, understood. Bourbon Baller. Eric also told me about that, if I'm not mistaken. And Eric, correct me. You talked about what Bourbon Baller's talking about to me, um, amongst other India whiskeys. Mm. I haven't tried any Covalent's peated stuff. Um, I, the, the unpeated stuff that I've tried, I thought was good, but I thought for the money on the Covalents, I didn't think they were worth the money, you know, for what it tasted like, because they're pretty spendy. Uh, the Covalents out there, they're pretty spendy. Okay, I knew you and I got into a discussion one time, and I'm like, boy, this is all striking a bell with me. This is all striking a bell with me. Mm. That's a good whiskey. When you get a bottle like this is truly one of the ones that, when you pour it, you want to savor the whiskey. You want to savor it. You want to enjoy that flavor. And I'm telling you, the peat is in the trunk. It's in the trunk on this, but it's there. But it's so slight, so slight on here. It would be definitely one that I'd give somebody without a doubt. But because of the ABV, it would be towards the end of the 4 sample or 5 sample flight, whatever the case it was, because you don't want to burn out the palate with higher proof stuff. We all say that. Give me the lower proof stuff and I'll work my way up, unless it's just going to be a proofy bitch night and you just start off with 53, 55, 56 ABV and you just hover in that area. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I've got scotches that are in there without a doubt. Without a doubt. Oh, yeah. And that's just it. I didn't think it was bad, Bourbon Baller. I didn't think it was bad. But at the money that they wanted for the Kavalan, I said, I just can't see it. It didn't do it. So when I get those tastes, when I go to the bottle shop here, and if it doesn't make me go, oh, there's something here, it's interesting, it's got flavor. Oh yeah, I like this or I like that. I mean, it's got to make me go, to go, all right, take my money. Because there is other stuff out there that I would rather have for that $100, $150, just throwing that out there, whatever the case may be. I mean, yeah, I've tasted, $300, $400, $500, $600 bottles of scotches or whatever, but I was like, they're good, but at that price, no, not at all. Now, Lang, absolutely. And I'm going to talk about that right now. Right now. And yes, people, if any of you are new here and aren't subscribed to Whiskey Knows, there is his link. You got to go over there. You got to see that man. I mean, he'll be the first one to tell you. He calls it like he sees it. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Sometimes they're hitters and other times they're shitters. That's just the way it goes. If you watch him, he's going to tell you good, bad, and different. The last one he put out was the Constable. And like he said, it's good, but at the money, So you don't get much plainer than that. So go over there and make sure that you all are subscribed to Whiskey Knows. Because that guy does know. Trust me. But anyway, so Peat really is different. So let's talk about Kilchoman, Machir Bay. Now we're going to get into 50 ABV and north. I think this is what this is. 46, okay. So this is 46, but we're going to get up to 50 and a little higher. So I'm going to tell you the story about Machir Bay. So when I was on this journey, a subscriber, Sugar Kitty, he and I talked just like I talked to you, talked to Eric, talked to Greg, here's Whiskey Guide, Greg McDonald, Scotch Down Under, other people who enjoy whiskey and particularly Scotch. And remember what I said, depending on where the peat, who it is, whatever, it is very, very different. So they kept telling me about clean peat. Clean peat. Some people say, it's very medicinal. It's iodine, it's Band-Aids, or it's like an ashtray, okay, because it's that deep. And so he explained to me clean peat. And I'm like, what do you mean clean peat? Let me get a fresh glass. So he told me about Kilchoman Machir Bay. So this bottle is from 21. And yes, it's that good. So he dropped off a sample, and I did a peated flight, and got the Lagavulin, got the Laphroaig, Yep. Got the taste. But then came Kilchoman. And he said this is what he was talking about with the clean peat. And I'm like, okay. So it certainly smells like peat. And I go, what's he talking about? Clean peat. Then at that part of my journey, I was not as aware. My palate was not as sensitive or as developed. I'm not saying that I am any type of whiskey somm by any means. I'm not. But in your journey in whiskey, you develop your palate, you develop your taste. Okay, so here we go. Now I've been to Laphroaig, I've been to Ardbeg, I've been to Lagavulin. I do believe I already had tried Oban, like Tale of Twin Foxes, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now here we are. And I poured this in a glass, and he was in chat telling me about how this is going to go. And I'm like, okay. So I nosed it like I did now and go, yep, it's peat. But now I get the fruit and the spice and the sweetbread note before the peat. Okay. I get that. But I still was getting peat. Mike, cheers, man. Appreciate you being here. Oh, Jonathan, cheers, man. Appreciate both of you for being here. Thank you for coming in and saying hello and smashing the button and supporting the channel. So then it was time to take a sip. That's when I really made the connection to sweet, salty, savory, and then the peat. The peat on this is not ashy. It's not medicinal like Laphroaig. It's like it's been scrubbed, so clean peat. It doesn't linger long and hard like other peats. And again, Laphroaig, Ardbeg. You get some citrus. The peat's fading. On the retrohale, you're kind of bringing it back ever so slightly. But on the retrohale, you got the peat, you've got some citrus, you've got some honey, you've got some pears. Pear is an unusual note for me, but I seem to pull out not every whiskey, but a good bit of whiskey like this. I'll pull that note out of there. To me, that's whatever it is, comes across as a pear. I find it light, but yet satisfying. And it's a unique peat flavor. And I'm sure most of you have tried it. But this is a to me is a treat to give somebody who may not have tried it. And the way the salt, the brine, that that sea, they sometimes they'll say, oh, you get that sea spray in there. I think it's a nice touch on this whiskey. I forgot about that until now. And I don't know if you guys can, if it picks it up or not. Yeah, it is. You can see how it beads nicely on the sides of the glen. It really does. It's a nice drop. And again, it's one that when you pour it, you need to sit with it. You need to let it do its magic. You just do. And I highly recommend Kilchoman Mockyer Bay to anybody to have on their bar. I think it's flavorful, and it will show you another side of peat that most people didn't know existed. Mm. Mm. Wow, this is good. This is good. So, in your journeys, is there a particular bottle that you would recommend, other than the couple that I have spoke of, to people that are peat curious, who may have had maybe not an absolutely terrible experience, but one that was off-putting enough for them to be a little skittish, to keep them from continuing on and investigating this world of peat? And there are great stuff from them. That's for darn sure. And two, I do particularly like, and I know you don't see them often because they're not really around, but let's talk Rock Oyster. Rock Oyster. This is a nice bottle, cast strength. What did I say this does? At 56.1. So like I said, we're gonna keep it down here, and I'm gonna pour a little of this. And this is a very nice pour. As a matter of fact, Jacob found me one and dropped it off a while ago, because I don't see them here, but other people do, and they let me know. But this, hold on, let me move some of this stuff off of here before I make a real mess. But we're talking about Lang, so this one is Douglas Lang. Really a nice one. But let me get this Mockyer Bay down here and put onto the side so I can have a little room here. All right. Put that down here on the shelf. So I literally don't have floor whiskey. I have another shelf underneath here. Let me move this down here. Also, there we go. All right. So now let's pour a little of the Rock Oyster, cask strength. I'm just trying to see if there is anything. Nope, nothing outstanding here. But I do, if I remember right, this was a little peppery on the finish, but sweet smoke, honey. And that's funny. You got to search for the peat on the nose on this one. I mean, it's there, but you got to search. It doesn't come out and just whack you in the nose. Exactly, Greg. I was lucky enough to get two different expressions. I'll show you the second one here shortly. Well, that Enoch, yeah, yes, I can absolutely say that. But the never there, we don't have anything like that. I haven't seen it here, and if I do, it might it might just be the 12th, and I can't even remember, Andrew. I can't even remember off the top of my head. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. Ones I can't get. Oh, look at this. Look at this, Mr. Jiggs. Cheers, man. Just saying, little rock oyster in the glass here, and we're talking peated whiskey. But always great to see you here, sir. Appreciate you stopping by. Really do, man. Thank you. But on the nose, like I said, you have to search. And it's funny. This is sweet bread all day long on the nose. Sweet bread, caramel, vanilla, honey. Honey. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You have to search for the peat. I mean, it is a hard to pick up on the nose, but it's there. I mean, you got to get both in there, and man, it is a good whiskey. Oh yeah, sweet treat. And again, a hint. You get that salty, sweet, and then just just ever so slightly the peat. And like I said, the peat takes the back seat. And in this case, this one's in the trunk. This one's in the trunk, but it's there. You get it on the retrohale. It comes in late in the finish. Comes in late in the finish on this. And if this was something that was on the shelf, I would tell people to go ahead and buy it. But like I said, you got to be a proofy bitch. Some people might not prefer having something with this ABV at 56. But like you all, I like a little proof with the whiskey. So, hence, here we are. But this is, again, this is a nice entry into peat. However, it's a little high on ABV, but it has flavor, it has fruit, it has salt, sweet, smoke. That's all I could say. Salty, sweet smoke. You just can't go wrong with this. You just can't go wrong with this. I'm sorry, you just can't do it. It is so good, people. It is just so good. All right, I should have checked something. Wasn't sure if it. I had a small senior moment, but anyway, let's finish this. And again, like I said, if anybody wants to pop on, the link is pinned. Feel free, come and contribute your 2 cents. I welcome it. Mm. Wow. Another sweet treat. Really, it is. This is something that I wish you all could experience right now with this. And like I said, and if they got to be into a little proof, but wow, this rock oyster is fabulous whiskey. Really is. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. I just noticed. I'm so used to seeing Richie. Richie, cheers, man. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in, saying hello, and smashing the like button. Always great to have you here, my friend. What's in your glass? We're talking Peat, but yes, you can pour Calumet 15. I don't care. Pour what you want, drink what you want. Unless it's crap beer like Budweiser. I don't want to know. Mm. Mm-mm. Vanilla and caramel. Vanilla and caramel. Wow. Such great whiskey. Such great whiskey. But I'm so glad to have you all here and contributing in chat. It makes it so interesting, and really time just flies. And if you guys didn't know, no live wire tonight. No live wire. Yes. Yes, it is discontinued. That it's Rock Island. It's known as Rock Island now. Rock Oysters, the old label. And I was just so lucky that Sugar Kitty found one and Jacob found the other. And I am so happy. Eric, have you tried the Rock Oyster before? Not Rock Island, Rock Oyster. That was Rock Oysters before Rock Island. Mm. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Yes, sir, it is. Really? Sorry, it's like it even got me like I know you're a connoisseur of fine peated whiskeys. Okay, note to file here. Note to file here. Note to file. Okay, you haven't tried it, but that's all right. It is really a good whiskey. So now, let me take this, put this in here, and let's talk another rock oyster that I feel is as good and the same. So here we go. Here's another rock oyster, 46.8 ABV. We're dropping down a bit, but that's okay. This is a nice port also. And like I said, peat should never overpower the whiskey. You should be able to pick out the fruit and other notes in there. And that peat should be in the back seat. It should never overpower the whiskey. If it overpowers the whiskey, it's just not done right. That's my opinion. Now this one I got to be careful because I don't quite like the cork on it. It is quite loose. However, it's holding up well within the bottle. So, so I'm gonna get a different glass here for that. Thank goodness I have a couple, and I keep them right at hand here. So let me try this one here. But this is another great one that I feel the peat is not overpowering in any way whatsoever. Oh my gosh, Zenbu, cheers, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for popping in here. Thank you. But already, just from that little swirl on there, it has some, I don't know if you can pick that up. Let me see if I can get it just right. It's getting a little tough. Let me give it another minute here, but again, on the nose, this is another one that the peat just doesn't come right up and hit you. People that like peat know what I'm talking about. Ugh, I love those biscuits. That's for darn sure. But God, he would have to talk about those biscuits. And I was like, I want some biscuits. But this is, again, same thing. It's this sweet bread, it's caramel, it's honey, a little saltwater toffee. You can get the brine, but you're not into the peat on the nose. I know what it is when I smell it. So I get it. It's faint on the nose. But if it's somebody that just sticks their nose in there, you're not going to pick up the peat. Oh, I wish I would have got a backup of this. Because this is so in here, it's a blended malt. So you got Ornicky, you got Aaron, you got Jura, and of course, Isla. And oh my goodness gracious. This is a sublime pour. It coming in at that 46.3. Let me turn it back around. Let me get it right here. Excuse me, not 40. Yeah, 46.3. No, 46.8. 46.8 ABV. This is a really nice pour at that ABV. Wow. Little pepper on the finish, just a little bit. But okay. Kind of and you'd have to be an experienced peat person, but definitely a little bit, it's there, licorice. Don't ask me, red, black. Yeah, no, it's not black licorice, but a little ashy note. Little, I mean, you got to pick it. You got to know what it is when you get it. But it is so far back. It is so far back. You have to search for that. But I know it was there, and so I was really looking, and it'll probably pop more on the second sip. There's the man, the myth, the legend, right there. I helped him on his journey and got him into peat, and now he is a true peat monster. And there he is, Mr. Rance. Cheers, sir. Hope you are doing well. I appreciate you popping in here and saying hello and everybody smashing that like button. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. That sweet honey, salted caramel on the palate, the peat. I don't know how anyone, if they don't take this path that I'm talking about, that I'm on right now, I don't know how they could not at some point, if they had a bottle of this and a bottle of the Johnny Walker, let's just say 15, because I know the 15 is readily available. The Kilholman Machier Bay is readily available. The Highland Park 12 is readily available. Oh my goodness, this should be a no-brainer. They give them that foundation, and they should be able to step up to the next step and build on this world of peat. I just wish these two expressions were still out there. They're just, well, they may be somewhere on dusty on a shelf, but I wish they were, because they're really wonderful. Mm. Mm. Oh man. I actually did. I had Kilhoman Mock Bay. Oh yeah, been down that road already. But you don't have to twist my arm much to go back to it. You don't have to twist my arm much to go back to it. But it was already down that road of Kilhoman. That was my story on clean peat, and how Sugar Kitty brought me into that world and separated me from the flavors of peat that I know from Ardbeg, Lafroig, and Lagavulin, and then brought me into that world, which was like, wow, a whole nother experience, a whole other experience. That's for sure. Best peated dram for you, Eric. What is it? But like I said, don't I can always have more Mock Bay. True. Thank you, sir. Raise this up to you. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you, man. Look forward to your next review. Have a good night, sir. Mm. So that tomatin I haven't had, but that's their peated expression. Yeah, it's. I'm told that it's really nice, and it's just nice to sit with and enjoy. And a lot of people, like Viking Bourbon said earlier, uh, he likes peat, but not on a daily thing. It's an occasional, maybe once a week, and it's my words, not his. But and I'm like, yeah, but I can have peated whiskey every day. Some people say they can't do peat in the summer. Some people say they can't do rye in the summer. Me, I don't have a problem with peat, spring, summer, winter, fall. But I will generally gravitate towards more what others around me are partaking in. But in general, oh yeah, we're going to have some peat, people, because peat is where it's at. And everyone always asks me, they go, hey, are you more into Scotch than bourbon? 60-40, 60 Scotch, 40 bourbon. Used to be kind of the other way around. But right now, the bourbons that are popping up, they just haven't ticked the boxes. They just haven't ticked the boxes that like they used to for me a while ago, where I would actively seek, hunt for them, openly ask for them. Hey, if you see this, let me know. Send me a text. How much does it cost? I can Venmo you. I can PayPal you. I don't know. I just, not that I don't like it. I have purchased different bourbons here over the last few months, but Scotch has edged up a little more in my on my shelf because it has another dedicated shelf around the corner there for ones I haven't opened and haven't reviewed yet, or is a backup. So yeah. Hey Larry, cheers, man. Thank you for popping in here, brother. I appreciate you. That's for darn sure. Thank you for coming in, saying hello, and smashing that like button. And oh my gosh, look, we got Livewire right here tonight. What is up, Mr. Stahl?
What's shaking?
Whiskey in my glass.
There you go. I'm having the Remus Highest Rye.
What do you think?
I love it. It's good.
Yeah.
I had this for the first time when we were up in Michigan.
I haven't seen that here, but I've heard about it. But I haven't seen that rye.
Yeah, it's pretty delicious.
Pretty delicious. Well, Stalsy just popped out of there. It happens. This is a live stream, you know, folks. Things can happen. Hey, look at this guy. How are you?
All right. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm great. And wait a minute, we got to say, hey, cheers, Mark. Thank you for popping in, man. Thank you.
Where'd little
sorry,
Stalls
Andrew.
go?
What was that, Eric?
Where'd Stall go? I come on.
I don't know. He'll be back.
Fine.
I think he just had a little technical difficulty. Let me. Oops. He just did it again.
Fine.
He popped back in and then he popped back out. Well, you know, he's new to streaming.
Huh?
He's new to streaming.
New to streaming. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's doing the best he can. He's doing the best he can. That's for sure. But how are you?
I'm well. I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. You're just missing your hat.
Yeah, I could go get it. It's just
it's okay. It's okay. But I did like that you had on about a week ago.
Yeah.
Because I have one similar.
Yeah.
And yours is just a little lighter. And I like the band.
I'll be right back.
Okay, we're not going anywhere.
That's good.
Well, you know, James, it happens. He's new. He's not used to streaming, but you know, he'll get there one day. He'll get there one day. But anyway. Well, heck. So I've had let's see. I've had the Klein Leash. I have had Moncure Bay. I have had Tobermory. I have had 2 rock oysters. I've had Kilhoman. I have not had, let me think. I have not had any of this tonight, so I'm going to pour a little Highland Park 15. Matter of fact, my wife particularly likes the bottle, so the ceramic bottle, and she made sure I had another one. So I got a backup up there because we were told that they're going away. Oh, well. Oh, my gosh. Let me put him back up here. There he is.
That's what I get for using my iPad. Got my laptop out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, we just told everybody you were new.
I was trying to make it so I could see chat because I couldn't see chat. And so I went and then I'm like, oh, I got to log in. Like, oh my God.
Look, this streaming thing you'll get one day.
Maybe.
I hope I figure it out someday. Oh, Eric texted me.
Well, you know, You've got time, Mike. We're not in a hurry.
You know, Stoll, Anthony's a pretty big deal on here.
Yes, he is.
Well, I'm trying now to uphold the high standards of live wire whiskey.
Not hard.
Wow. Okay. Well, being that you said it, okay. I was like, I'm not even breaking a sweat here.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
pretty
even
easy.
breaking a sweat. But now I'm going to pour a little of the Highland Park 15 since I moved back down to 46 ABV.
I'm looking forward.
Like I said, they're great whiskeys for people who are
I've never had
just on that Peat curious journey. They really are. All of
I'm
them.
not curious anymore. I like it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, side note, Mike, isn't it true that if you own a knife, it needs to be sharp?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So, I wasn't sure I was going to start to stream, but you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good about almost 4 inches. It starts up here and comes down. So I'm putting this chair together today, and I go to cut some tape on the box, and somehow, some way, my knuckles hit the box, and this hand is holding it, and it just the tip of the blade. I mean, it
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Like the rule of thumb is like a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife. That's to a point.
no pun intended, but it was the point. And believe me,
you can do a lot more damage a lot easier with a sharp knife if you're not careful.
Oh, this was clean.
Yeah.
This was clean. I mean, at first I looked at it, I went, "Oh, there's no blood." And then that ended.
Well, what'll happen is sometimes if you get yourself just right and the knife is really sharp, you don't even know you did it until you're bleeding all over.
Well,
you're like, "Oh, how bloody." And then you touch it and you're like, "Oh, that hurts." Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like when I first did it, I thought, "Oh, here I am going to go to the emergency room." And then I looked, I'm like, "Oh, no blood." Closed the knife, and then I went to go back. I'm like, "Oh, well, that didn't work."
A few years ago, Logan was tossing a knife up and catching it, and he didn't catch it and frickin' sliced the crap out of his hand.
And then you, of course, looked at him and go, "Really?"
Stitches. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the doctor walks in. This is my son, right?
Mm-hmm.
The doctor walks in. He looks at it and he goes, "So did you learn your lesson about throwing a knife up to catch it?" And he goes, "Yeah, you don't want to catch the sharp end." And the doctor's like, "That's not what I meant."
Yeah. But he learned a lesson.
Yep.
He learned a lesson. That's just how that goes. Yep. That is just how that goes.
And then he puts his hand in a running engine and it gets caught in the fan belt, rips off his fingernail and needs stitches and run to the emergency room. And I'm like, "Did you learn anything there?" And he's like, "Yeah, don't touch that belt." And I'm like, "No, that is not." Like, God, dude.
I mean, well, yeah, that's part of it, but
maybe don't stick your hand in a running engine.
Many years ago, this is like 1987, so that was many years ago, and some people might not remember that year in this group, but I think we're all safe. Oh my gosh, what a killer.
Sasquatch is home.
I know, it scared me. But so back then I was working on cars, and I had my hand over the shroud where the fan is, and of course the fans were controlled by temperature. So when you started them up, they didn't always turn on. Well, it turned on, and it caught just the tips of my fingers, and you get that noise, and oh my gosh, and I felt it, scared to living mess. I mean, thank goodness they're plastic fans. It wasn't one of the, 1970s metal fans that would just tore your fingers up, but scared the living mess out of me. Didn't hurt me. I mean, scuffed up the fingers just a little bit, but woohoo. I learned my lesson about watch where your hands go. You only got to do it once. Yeah. Like I said, there's a few of us that remember the 80s. And there's some of us that certainly remember the 70s. They told us we had a lot of fun back then. Right, Eric?
Yep.
Where's Sean at? Little Highland Park. Just for him. Man, that's good. Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Somebody just got home from work.
Hey, that's all that counts as long as they're working.
That poor kid looks like you.
So, see,
What'd you say, Eric?
I said that poor kid looks like you.
I know, the dumb guy.
Come on.
Skinnier. He is wearing my jacket though, so
Oh, okay.
that's probably why.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We never did get a paternity test, but unfortunately, he looks and acts exactly like me. So,
No, he looks just like you. I'm sorry.
Just more masculine.
yeah, he just
No,
says.
that's not hard.
I didn't think he was mine because never mind.
Because he came out with a bigger dick.
Because he's got a huge brain.
There you go, Andrew. Yeah, I was in university in 87, 88.
Also,
I was in the Army.
Is what?
Fort Bragg, wasn't it?
we had a 4
1987, I was at Fort Riley.
Fort Riley? Okay.
Yep.
Well,
This
didn't
might
you,
kick me. I'm trying to log in now on my laptop. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
take your time.
Looks like
Well,
it's
didn't you
working.
go down to Bragg?
I went to, I did some.
It works
training
way
in
better
Bragg.
on your laptop than it does your iPad.
I did training in Bragg.
That's what I thought you said. Mm-hmm. Well, they just turned it back to Bragg now from whatever.
Yeah, but it's a different
The
Bragg.
belly button showing.
No, it ain't.
It's a different Bragg. It's not the same Bragg. It's a Bragg that was a World War II vet, I think.
Andrew Butler graduated from university in 1986
Mm-hmm.
at 13 years old.
Probably was. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good hat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Man, that's good.
That's the Highland Park you're drinking, Anthony?
Highland Park 15, yes. Yes.
Look,
Sean kept
15's a good-
mentioning
I
it.
like 15-year-old Scotch.
Sean kept mentioning Highland Park. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna pull that one out and drink it along with this flight. And then I've got the
Nothing like a
Highland
good
Park
15-year-old.
I like a 15-year-old Scotch. I specified Scotch for the record.
I know.
Yes, you
I
did.
didn't. Because I wanted to see what people would say.
Now, the trim around your hat, that is a nice accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You
I
pay
really liked it. This was a $400 hat that I paid $25 for.
you absolutely right.
It actually looks like a very authentic New Mexico hat.
Well, I was
Yep.
looking at I like his the band.
Yeah, this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
nice. It's beaded.
Yep. You could tell. You could tell. It's definitely beaded. But
Beaded.
Mhm.
Remember those young ladies in the 80s? Richie Z, you playa.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
He graduated from university in 87. I was 12.
I
Okay.
I was in
There
the
we go.
military. I went to university in '85 and had a great time. Didn't make any grades, but God, did I
They
have a
told
good
you you had fun, I'm sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The most fun.
Mm-hmm. Been there, done that, and got the T-shirt, Eric. Yep.
Holy shit! I'm talking to Z-Man 2 times in one day.
Hey,
brother.
Me too. He was on earlier, then popped off and decided he's going to finish the meal. It was better than talking to us.
The meal's not done. It's still sitting right here.
Oh.
What are you eating?
Gumbo.
Oh, I had fried rice. It's almost the same thing.
Oh, that's true. Gumbo.
Fried rice is fried rice, you prick.
White rice.
That's right. Andrew said he was 24 when he left university.
Man.
White rice.
Yeah, I think I was about that the first time.
I did have my bachelor's degree when I turned 19.
Now look at
Was
you.
that in the School of Hard Knocks?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You got your PhD now, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
How many kids later? And yeah.
Yeah. Hey, only one that I admit to that's mine.
Right.
The other 4 somebody else made. I just took care of.
That's right.
Well, they took care of me, for the record.
Well, hopefully they'll be there in your old age.
So far, my oldest is finally getting married, so
that's all that counts.
Yeah, we're flying to San Diego this week for his wedding on Saturday.
Well, you're leaving Thursday?
Yep.
That's what I thought you said, yeah.
He's getting married in San Diego, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, my older kids, all my stepkids live in San Diego still. The middle one moved back a year and a half ago.
And he's around you, right?
He was. He just moved back, yeah.
So
now the 2 older boys and my daughter and her husband all live in San Diego.
So you only have one child that's yours biologically, but 3 other kids?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have my 2 sisters aren't biologically my sisters, but I've never called them anything but sisters.
Yeah, I have all of my siblings are half, but we've never even technically because we have different I have one sister with my dad and I have a sister and a brother with my mom, but we always just called each other brother and sister.
Yeah, my stepmom has been I always tell people my dad waited till I was 15 before he married my mother.
Oh. Yeah, there you go.
Finally said, yeah, that's my boy.
Before he married your mom, because anybody can be a mother.
She's my mom. Yeah, she's my mom. And every Mother's Day I tell her, I chose you. Mother's Day is a good day because I got to choose you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to choose the egg donor.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Padres won.
They did. How'd that happen?
Dude, they swept the 4-game series in Atlanta or against Atlanta.
Yankees won today. Yankees in the last 2 days have scored 32 runs.
Yeah. Have you seen they all of a sudden came out with new bats yesterday?
Really?
So it's quite the stir that's happening in the background right now because they changed the shape of the bats for the Yankees, and all of a sudden, everybody's hitting home runs on the team.
Dude, they had 9 home runs yesterday.
Yeah, they had 3 home runs on freaking 3 pitches.
Yeah, Judge hit 3 of the 9.
This is the peated one, Richie. Glenn Glassall Portnoy. This is the peated one. And good that you grabbed that because Glenn Glassall is going to be mothballed again. They're a Brown Foreman owned, so.
Wow, the NFL is going to get rid of the tush push.
Oh, is it? Did that happen?
Not yet, but there's a lot of support for it in the committee.
Yeah, it's kind of a lame play. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You got to figure out how to stop it. Like, I totally get that, but I don't think you should be able to push on the. Like, it should have to be a block. It shouldn't be, put 3 people behind one person and push.
Yep.
Although
I don't know, Richie.
it's only
but
Philly that
find
does
out.
it very well. So,
Yeah.
and I remember a few years ago when Mahomes got hurt trying to do a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, his knee came out.
Yeah.
But it went back in.
Yeah. They pushed it back in immediately while he was on the field.
Mm-hmm. They're paying him a lot of money. He needs to get his ass out there and actually do something.
God, I love this high rye.
I'm telling you,
like
ryes
this.
are
I
delicious
like this high
whiskeys.
rye.
I said, more. Yeah, there you go. There you go. But I mean, morning, noon, night, spring, summer, winter, fall. I don't care. Rye, peated. That came up tonight, and I go. I don't care. I can drink them no matter what and when.
I really like MGP's high rye mash bills. They're
good.
Rye.
They're about 36% rye, 38 somewhere in there. They're really
this
good.
One is, does it say? Doesn't say on here. Oh yeah, it does. 51 corn, 39 rye.
I was close.
No, 10 plus
10 bar
malted rye.
Oh, okay. Malted rye. Well, that really gives it a sweet. It really gives a sweet. Oh my gosh! Look who woke up from his afternoon nap,
dude.
About damn time, John.
Who's John Cran?
Did you watch?
Oh, he's just he's just some bloke from up north. There and
Machado made a great barehanded play in the San Diego game.
Oh, dude, he's pretty good.
I'm sure he'll come on and join us in a pour. I mean, if we twist his arm.
Sure, John.
John will? I don't know. John, he really prefers to drink beer.
That's fine. He can drink beer on here. Z-Man does. He knows he's
welcome. I guess you can pour beer, right?
Yeah. See?
Counts. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Oh my gosh, look who got up. About damn time, JD. I did talk about you. We were talking Glen Scotia and Mermaid. And I was expecting you to pop up. Boom, there you go.
Sure, JD.
That knee bat is legal under.
Well, dude, you got to get out of the sticks. Get into a place that has, real power and water and internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he lives like 2 hours north of Milwaukee.
That's it. That's the sticks.
You know what they call that place? Canada. Just kidding.
You know what?
Minnesota is north of Wisconsin, right?
Josh, they will do that.
They're next to each other.
They will do that.
Are they next to each other?
They're next to each other.
And then you'll get some Henry McKennas that are just plain flat tasting. They're not that they're terrible. It's just like, what happened? There you have that much difference between those. I've been lucky. The one I have opened is good. Then I've got another one backup up here somewhere. So I've got one. Mine was bottled.
Technically, Minneapolis is north of Wisconsin.
I've opened. It was barreled on 12/22/10. So but this is a nice one.
Yeah. Okay.
I enjoy sipping on this one. This one has some flavor to it.
Everybody says they've gotten like mixed bags with the Henry McKenna. I've never had one that was like terrible.
I haven't had a terrible one yet. I've only had two.
Like
so this is the second one. The third one's is up there somewhere. I think it's next to the Weller 12 or the Special Reserve, but it's up there. But yeah, no, this one's a good bottle. The one I had before this one, though, oh yeah, that was really nice, and I picked them up for like less than $50. So I think it was $50 out the door back in 21, maybe 2020. But that's where they should be.
What you eating, Z-Man? It looks good.
Gumbo.
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 Yes, sir.
Did you make it?
Yeah.
Opened up a can of
Fucking
Zatarain.
liar. I could tell you didn't make that by the look on your face.
I made it.
Out of a can?
No, you don't bite out of a can.
You know how to make a roux.
Has it got real andouille sausage? It's got real andouille sausage in it?
Oil and a little flour. Mix it up.
Until when?
Until it starts to
Until
turn
it gets
brown.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
until
You
it
know what a
gets
roux
brown.
is. All right. I stand corrected.
Yeah. Ain't that hard to make a roux.
No.
I met a gal from New Orleans one time, and she says to make this roux, it ain't done until it's the color of my skin. That's what she told
Yeah.
me.
It turns like a tannish brown.
Yeah, she was fairly tan.
Yeah.
Just an acquaintance, not somebody I really knew. So very nice lady. She was. She was an older lady.
I put a little rice in there, and then I have a little jalapeno cheddar sausage that I boil in another pot. Cut it up, throw it in there with some corn.
Dude, I might have to make gumbo tomorrow.
It's good, man.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Any shrimp or mud bugs?
Nah. I do like my shrimp.
I like crawfish gumbo.
Yeah.
Do you suck the heads off? You like it in your gumbo.
I also suck the heads. Damn right I do. I used
No
to have a
good
t-shirt.
Southern, it wouldn't.
I used to have a T-shirt that said, "You want me to suck what?" And it had this woman on it. She's looking back over her shoulder. You want me to suck what?
So Andrew, that's pretty much it. I've heard that a lot about the McKennas, especially now. Some people said they've had them that been just so damn bad that they poured them down the drain.
It had to be a bad bottle, right? Like it can't be like the whole batch, otherwise it would totally wreck the brand.
Well, it's like anything. It's sometimes you get
Well,
one
you can
that's
take
really
those bad
flavorful.
barrels and blend them, but to do them in a single barrel,
Yeah. Well,
Didn't they make the world or the news because what's his name picked it as the best bourbon of the year one year?
Yeah,
Minnick.
it was like 5 years ago. It won the San Francisco Spirit.
Yeah, Minnick was the judge there. And,
yeah,
they called it the best bourbon in the world at the time.
You know who's never won that is Elkins Distillery out of Estes Park because it sucks. I hate that distillery.
What does Elkins make?
Like a Colorado whiskey up in Estes Park, and people buy it because they're like, Colorado's the greatest place in the world in their mind, so they have to buy everything Colorado made.
Yeah, including your stupid ass green chili.
Oh, my green chili is really good. Only if you use Hatch green chilies.
That's right. That's right. Your green chili.
use them Hatch chilies.
I didn't say I grow the green chili. I just combine all the green chili sauce.
Yeah, no, I get it.
The Anthony, what whiskey would you use to pair with a gumbo?
Ooh.
You know what? You wouldn't want something that's going to be a little spicy because gumbo's spicy.
Yep.
So I would definitely go with a high rye like this one.
Remus.
Yeah, a Remus 5, but those are like hen's teeth. But
I'm so sad because my Remus is empty.
This is a Smoke Wagon Rye Blenders Select.
I bought this Thursday, and it was empty last night.
Dated July 2nd, 2023, batch 3A is an alpha.
Wait, which one is that?
This is a straight rye from them coming in at 58.2 ABV. But I
it is
think
one of
that,
the Ryes. Okay, yeah.
yeah, this I think would be a nice one, and I'll
Man,
highlight
he does
myself.
he puts out some funky Ryes. We got one of their special Ryes. Adam
Yeah,
and I
this
bought
is-
one time.
This is the Blender Select. Yep.
One of these days, I'm going to do a rye pick somewhere, and I'm going to call it "You'll Put Your Rye Out."
You'll put your rye out. Oh
Yep.
my
And we'll
God.
release it on Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it'll have a tater sticker with the Red
Ralphie.
Ryder BB gun.
And Ralphie Parker
Yep.
and Black Bart.
You'll put your rye out.
So
I've never had 13th century, Josh.
yeah, Redemption High Rye is great. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, that is their high rye bourbon is freaking like those picks. If you see a Redemption high rye bourbon pick, dude, just buy it. It's like $35.
Oh, yeah. I have one unopened somewhere. Shit, now you're
107
making me
proof,
think about it.
$35. Like, how do you go wrong with that shit?
You don't.
And it's
You
MGP
don't.
high rye mash bill.
And I think 107, 108 is the sweet spot.
Oh yeah,
You know, I
100%.
like higher proof, but I really think that 107, 108 is the sweet spot.
I am so looking forward. When I get back, it'll almost be live wire whiskey time on the patio. Like last summer, I loved doing live wire whiskey out on the patio. It was so nice being out there. And
If it wasn't so windy, I'd be out there now, but it's 68 degrees out right now.
It's 75 and it's getting a little breezy. And then tomorrow, God, 60 mile an hour. It's going to be just a pain in the ass tomorrow. But did you see what Josh said for you, Mike?
yeah, I told him I haven't had any of the 13th century.
Okay.
13th colony.
I mean, he said,
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, we can do a smoke wagon night and get Mike to come on. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Eric,
yeah, I got a lot of bottles of Smoke Wagon.
Mm-hmm. We can do a smoke wagon night, do a collab, live wire, bourbon neophyte. Yeah.
You gonna skin that Smoke Wagon?
I was just gonna say that. You gonna skin that smoke wagon?
Or are you just gonna sit there and bleed?
Yeah. We can do that for you. Special request from Richie Z.
That's one of my favorite. Movies.
Mine too. Val Kilmer. That was Val Kilmer's best role.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen his one-man Twain show before he got sick? Dude, that guy he's better than Hal Holbrook, who did the one-man Twain show. Doesn't hold a candle to Val Kilmer's Twain.
God, it wasn't Weird Science. What was the one that he did? Where he made the laser?
Who, Val Kilmer?
Yeah.
Top Gun was the last one.
No, before he did Top Gun, he did It's Not Weird Science. That was the one. That was great. Where it was like, how about a nice mutton and tomato sandwich?
Oh, shit.
No, what was it? It was not Weird Science. It was. Are you coming up, Jers? You can come up.
I can't think of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Dang it.
Real Genius.
Real Genius. That was it. Yep. Jersey, come in.
Yeah, he wasn't in Weird Science.
No, he wasn't. Yeah.
That was a
Bill Paxton was in Weird Science.
But first, I'm gonna butter your muffin.
Yeah.
So James,
Who was
yes,
the girl?
you can get,
Kelly LeBrock.
Kelly LeBrock.
Oh,
you can get variations in
She was
batches
so
of
hot.
smoke wagon.
Oh my God, that woman was hot.
yes, she was.
And she
Yeah,
dated
Sorry,
such
Anthony.
a
We're not talking
loser.
about whiskey. We'll bring it back.
That's all right.
She
Talking
dated
about
such a
pretty
loser.
But yeah, you can get variations in them. And that's why, like the one I had, depending upon the batches, okay, and depending upon the years that the whiskey came from MGP, yes, they can vary. And so that's why a lot of people look for certain batches and it's important to them to have a certain batch because they like that profile. And it's never repeated. Once those barrels are gone, they're just plain gone. That's the thing about Smoke Wagon. But when you get their straight, their small batch, or their uncut, unfiltered, it's blended just like anything else is to meet a certain profile. And it's pretty consistent batch to batch to batch. However, there are slight variations, maybe a little more cinnamon, maybe a little more caramel, vanilla, maybe more oakiness to it. But they try to be consistent, particularly with those three. And what I was going to say is another one that can be really different for Andrew is this Eagle Rare. Some of them are just absolutely amazing, and some of them are flat like a Coke that went bad. They're not terrible, but it's like, where's the flavor?
I don't like them at all.
See, this one is okay. This one is okay. I've had some that had a grape note, and then some that I've tasted was like, holy smokes.
That's the only thing they got is the grape note.
There's Jersey.
Hey, Jersey.
She says, "What's up? We're supposed to be cuddling right now."
What's up? Yeah, it's an unpopular opinion, but I don't like Eagle Rare.
Yeah, you don't like it. You don't like it.
I could be wrong.
I won one one time, and I drank it. I mean,
it's kind of a low proofer.
And that's what bothers me about it. They could do. I know why they do it. They want to sell more bottles, but can you imagine that at like 108?
Yeah.
That'd be a really good. That'd be a real. I mean, the 17 at 101 is good.
You got all of this crap too. So
yeah, I don't like that either. Those are the light beers of bourbon.
And I'm gonna polish this off this evening, fellas.
Well, you should. But Josh, don't hold back on the redemption. Don't be afraid to reach out to that brand. That's fine. We all have had redemption in one way or another. In one way or another.
I like the Templeton. I even like the standard one. I think it's kind of good.
Yeah, I know Adam's favorite whiskey of all time almost is that Redemption 10-year cask strength that they rye.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good
It's just not around anymore. I haven't seen it.
No, they only did it 1 year.
Forever.
Yeah, that was a good model.
But they did it. I seen it for a minute, and then
Yep. Once it was gone, it was gone. You still get the 10-year bourbon.
Yeah, I remember Adam being drunk off his ass on that stuff.
Good God. That happened a lot.
Yeah.
I miss that fella.
Me too.
We all do.
I haven't talked to him in a minute. I'm going to have to reach out to him. I know he's working a lot, and, he's got stuff going on, so.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, he is so happy now, married to Roxy, and, has his kids. Roxanne is adopting his kids, which is pretty exciting.
Really?
Well, that's good. I mean, honestly, that's good.
Yeah, he sent some pictures of last weekend. He was out golfing with Roxanne because I was teasing him about something. I don't remember what it was. I was like, dude, happiness looks pretty good on you.
That's good.
Yeah.
I on what's it called? What's that TikTok? I found a Colorado whiskey woman. She's gonna start coming on your show if you ever come back on again.
Oh yeah, I will be coming back on again.
Sure you will.
You want to run it next weekend, Eric? I won't be here next weekend.
I guess I could do that.
We'll chat this week. I'll give you all the deets.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can do that.
There you go.
Yeah, but she's
gotta wear your hat.
She lives in Denver. She's pretty cool. She's in Mexico City this week, so that's why she's not here. But she would be.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, TikTok has way more followers than YouTube does.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She does a Friday fresh crack every Friday. But she was gone, so I did a Friday fresh crack this week.
Yeah, and it's already gone.
No, actually, I did. My fresh crack was the Four Roses, and it's not gone.
Single barrel?
Yeah, it's a single barrel, 100 proof. Original.
Andrew,
the
that
original
Eagle Rare
recipe.
Have they started releasing the?
good.
The red ones?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's what I was hoping when I got there, but they didn't have any of the red ones. They just had the original recipe.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting to me. I'm pretty interested in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to get one of each and kind of do a blind. I think it'd be cool to get all four of them and do a
Yeah,
blind.
David, we miss him. But luckily, I text Proman and whiskey shits all week long. So
Do you?
yeah, we've got a 3-person chat that we're always talking about something. We'll be like, "Is this a picture of Z-Man in his underwear?"
Stop that.
Send me that picture. I want to see that.
Photoshop is going to kill all of us.
Z-Man, that was when you stood up in your underwear that time.
No, I did not.
Did you stand up in your underwear?
No, I did not. I just
You fucking lying son
I
of
don't
a
believe
bitch.
you. No, I
He
did
was
not.
on it. I don't know. I don't remember if it was Livewire or what it was, but maybe it was just a private hangout. But it was like he stood up, walked out of the room, and he was like in his tighty whities.
Ugh, yeah. What do you think I'm wearing right now, fool?
Although he had a shirt on, like a green shirt. So right now he could be in his tighty whities.
Don't stand up, Z-Man.
Yeah, see,
I
man.
am not standing up.
Stay
Thank
seated.
you. Thank you. Stay seated. I was reminded of Old Man Joe on the bikini stream.
Oh God!
Yes.
When we all
Yeah.
were in the
Yes.
The Mankinis?
The Mankini. Yes. Yes. And my eyes have never been the same.
I've gotten
And then the shirtless stream. It was
I've
like,
gotten 6 text messages just since I said that of people wanting that pictures, man.
Hey, and they want it autographed.
Yeah. I'm
Send
going
it
to
over,
blow
I'll
it
sign
up, put it on canvas, and sell it on the website.
Hey, Lane, look what you're doing in the chat, man. You made the chat voice. Holy shit. Tony Krantz. Let's do a Z-Man was sporting a Winnie the Pooh. Seriously. Excuse me.
All right, Carl. That was good. I read it and I just couldn't. I bust out laughing, and then Z-Man talked about it.
That was pretty funny. I think Z-Man thought his camera was pointing a little bit higher than it was that day.
Well, that's why it's like it where it's at right now.
Yeah.
You know? It's like it's
We like
stand up.
this angle much better than that one.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Yep.
And it's nothing personal.
It
I
never
wouldn't
is.
want to see freaking Anthony or Eric walking around in their tighty whities
But
either.
I don't have tidy whities. I don't own any white underwear.
It was white when it started.
Wait a minute.
No.
It might start.
Who
No.
needs to wear underwear?
Stop.
Yeah. Anthony's like, underwear?
Underwear?
Is that still a thing?
What's underwear?
You know, shorts and pant fabric is actually come a long way in the last 10 years.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you can wear all sorts of dark colored stuff now.
That reminds me of the Seinfeld when it's like the only thing between us and Kramer's junk is a single layer of fabric.
You know what, Andrew? I haven't had the Eagle Rare 17, but I'm told that is a pretty good.
Oh my God.
But
yeah.
I have the
Is it?
GTS 23, and you know what? It's good, and thank goodness I got it at the right price. But
I'll be back, Anthony. I got to dip out for a sec.
Yep, I really didn't see what all the hype was about
I
on that bottle when I got it.
a 1 ounce bottle by Cheech. Cheech sent me a 1 ounce bottle of the 17. I liked it.
I didn't have it.
Mm-hmm. And it's the 101 proof. It's not
Well,
90.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, at least it was over at least 100.
Yeah, it was 101, and it's good. Again, I wish they'd do it to about 108.
And it was on a stream when but Ken did Scotch Down Under, and it is still, Josh, you can still go to Scotch Down Under, subscribe, and you can find the Mankini stream, and you can watch it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It was for cancer, wasn't it?
I think it was prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a few years ago too.
But yeah, it's still up there. So if you want it, you can watch it. But I would advise you to have bleach ready for your eyes.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's a shocker to see old man Joe in a mankini. It just wasn't good.
Oh. Yeah. My eyes. Still.
Yeah. Yeah. To this day.
The thought of it makes my eyes burn.
You don't need to see that. You are absolutely right. Old man Joe in a mankini and freshly waxed is a sight that you don't want to see.
Was he freshly waxed?
Oh, don't go there, Eric.
Oh my God.
I was almost over that.
He never threw that out there.
I was almost over that trauma. I mean, whew.
Yeah,
And it was or was that the Mankini stream? Was that when Ken got over 1,000?
Well, and then he did the 24-hour in OMJ.
Well, he did a couple of 24-hour streams.
No, well, he did a 24-hour in OMJ was the only one that lasted the whole stream. Because I know I came back and they were still going. I'm like, holy cow, what are you guys doing?
Well, Joe actually hung for that.
That's what I'm telling you. He's the only one.
And I don't mean Joe was hung. I mean he stuck around for the full 24 hours. I want to make sure I stress that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I brought it up. Trev did a mankini on one of his streams too. And he had guests outside of.
Yep, Mankini charity stream pre-show. Drams and
Oh, it's actually up there still?
Drams and dribble.
There you go. And Trev did one too.
So my GPS is 2023, Andrew, and like I said, it was good, and I've given the majority of that bottle away to people who I know probably would not be able to try it. And I can honestly tell you, I probably had a total of 2 nice pours out of that bottle, and now I'm fine with giving it away. It was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good, but what it is going for, yeah, absolutely not worth it at that price.
Yep. We could all watch the Mankini episode again if you wanted.
No. I've seen it once, man. I saw it once.
That was too much. Yeah, and that was enough, huh?
No, it was, it was kind of weird.
It was funny.
Yes, sir.
Did I hit the like button?
Yeah, I did.
I need to check. I did. I hit the like button.
That's kind of the first thing I do. There she is, man. Cashed. I'm gonna miss this girl. I have not seen in early times Ellen Bond in freaking months. God bless. There's another liquor store that I can go to. She's only $24.99.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No, I hadn't seen one. I got a black top in the bedroom, and I'm gonna probably break it out and say, "Fuck it, drink it." I bought it when they started getting rid of all of them.
Josh, Ken hasn't done a 24-hour stream in a minute, but we've talked about it, and maybe once he gets things settled with his father's estate, he'll get back in the saddle and plan one. But yeah, He does 24 hours, and people are on at different times, and
Yeah.
that's what we do.
The other day I missed out. So somebody mispriced it at Walgreens, and I went back to go get it, and it was gone. They had a Jim Beam single barrel for $18.
So my Walgreens does the same shit. That's where I get all of this crap from, because the prices on them are like $20.
Oh, you called that right, Z-Man. That crap.
Yeah.
But on that Glen glass salt, yes, like the Sands End. Well, I have the Portnoy right here at my hand right now. That's the peated, and honey, pears, a little citrus on the finish. It's nice. It does better. Drink at least 2 drams out of it. Get it to the shoulder. Cork it and go back to it in about 10 days. Give it about 10 days to open up in that bottle. And then as you have more and more and more, watch the flavor develop on the Glen glass salt. But it's going to go back in mothballs for a bit, because it's part of the Brown-Forman restructuring is what I'm calling it. My words, not theirs. And they spent millions rebranding it and opening it up, only to mothball it again for a while. So it makes no sense. And they had the whiskey of the year. They had the whiskey of the year, the Sands End.
Really?
And it's still on the shelf. Yep, it's still on the shelf, but it's limited numbers and about $65 a bottle. Oh, wow. Yeah, you better. I tell people to buy it. It's definitely worth it at that price.
Now the Walgreens here misprices booze all the time. That was where I got back in pandemic years. They had the 11-year 4-month Knob Creek Select, and they sold that for $29.95 a bottle.
Really? Yeah, you have to buy that then.
I bought all but one, and I should have bought all 6, but I thought I was gonna have some karma, and I was wrong.
I got an Elijah Craig Toasted, which goes for $70 out here, and my Walgreens was selling it for $50.
Wow!
And the dude gave it to me, gave me the one bottle, and he goes, "You like this?" I said, "Yeah, it's fucking good whiskey." And he goes, "I got another one in the back." I'm like, "Don't do that to me." He goes, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want it." And he fucking brought it up front, so I bought 2 bottles. I'm like, "Oh, damn, that shit was."
Yeah, good. Walgreens here misprices stuff all the time. Yeah, all their Knob Creek, that whole, and I just started drinking Knob Creek then, and I didn't realize how good the 12 was. The 12 was $29.95.
When I was a kid, my Walgreens in Tucson was selling a 12-pack of Budweiser for $5. Try that now. And
yeah, that ain't happening.
And I just laughed because it was I had a buddy of mine. His dad worked for the distributor, and he said that we make a nickel off of every 12-pack we sell. I was like, okay. I said, so how does that work? And he goes, well, we just sell a shit ton of it. So every time I went there, I bought shit, and that's how I started to realize, hey, wait a minute.
I wouldn't pay $5 for a 12-pack of Budweiser.
I wouldn't pay for
a 12-pack of Budweiser, right?
Period.
I would Budweiser. I would pay for the Czech beer. I would.
Well, it was
That's
just
different.
fun. It was fun to get shit from somebody that I knew that was setting up the displays.
Yeah,
which is what he did, and his shit was cheap as hell. And they would deliver kegs to his house because he worked for a company called Golden Eagle Distributors in Tucson, Arizona. And they would just literally pull up the truck and roll the fucking keg out, throw it in the fridge, and fucking drive away.
Wow.
Yeah. So later that night, we'd be in there drinking beer, going, yeah, okay. Acting like heroes, I'll be right back, guys.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm going to mute my camera.
I was down in my basement in the other house, and there is 14 corny kegs down there that I didn't know we had. So I'm going to brew.
Now you know.
I'm going to brew some beer.
Well, there you go. Now you know you have them.
Yeah, we're gonna brew some beer. Me and my friend Steve are gonna brew some beer.
Well, you should.
I'm gonna brew
Absolutely.
some beer, and I'm also gonna make some. I'm gonna make some mead. I'm gonna make some ginger mead.
Oh, there you go. Gotta watch it though. Don't let it explode.
Oh, I use an airlock. I know how to brew.
Well, I know. I'm not saying you don't, but a friend of my wife and I's in college up at Penn State. He made some and had it in the cupboard and just doing its thing, and all of a sudden,
Boom.
boom!
Yeah,
It happens.
yeah. I've got a 3 5-gallon carboys. I used to have a really cool 15-gallon carboy that I would brew in, but it broke.
There you go. Carl knows.
Yeah, Czechvar here. And in Germany they call all the Budweiser products Bud because it would violate the European copyrights, or not copyrights, trademarks.
Hmm.
And it's really good. It is such a good beer. That, and I actually I got to drink Pilsner or Quell at the source one time.
Oh, I forgot about this.
What's
And
that?
I'm gonna pour some. I have not had this in a dog's age because
What is
I
that?
can't get it anymore. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I gotta do it.
The Balvenie 14, huh? Peat Week?
Yes. Yes. But this is the 03.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to pour some of this. I have not had this in a dog's age, and I just looked over and saw the Balvenie sherry, and I'm like, and I have to sip this sparingly because they're not bringing Peat Week or Week of Peat into the U.S. anymore.
Why is that?
And I asked the rep that here. I go, what is wrong with you people? They just don't have the people buying it. And I go, what the hell are you talking about? Who doesn't buy it that knows? Well, apparently enough people.
How long ago was that?
Week of Peat from Balvenie from 03.
No. How long ago did they tell you they weren't bringing back?
Oh, just August of this past year.
Okay.
So yep,
I
they're
heard
done.
it from remember the Scotch Test dummies?
Yep.
Yeah.
And dummies.
They did a whole thing with that.
I know, but this is one of the better ones they ever did, and
yeah, I like that shit. I'm not a peat hound, but I don't mind it. So if I get it, my first fucking peated whiskey was Lafroy 10, hot garbage. I still have the bottle, but the Isla water, I love it.
Well, you can
Did
send that hot garbage to me.
Peated garbage? Son.
Hey, I still have it, and I do. You were making a comment, Anthony, about Wee Beastie. I like Wee Beastie.
There's nothing wrong with Wee Beastie, but I said you might as well just buy the 10.
Well, yeah, and I've never had it, and I probably should. But I went to the classic.
Oh
lobby.
my gosh!
I went to
Sweet
the
peat on the nose all day long.
Ooh, I like that glass.
Oh,
where did you get that?
This Amazon.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Well, this one is the Glenlivet.
Oh, really?
Oh,
and yeah, I bought it.
Wow, that is a light yellow whiskey, isn't it?
That Balvenie 14 Week of Peat, yes.
It's amazing how it can sit in a barrel for 14 years and not pull any of the color out, really.
Well, it just depends on the barrel, but yeah.
And they put barrels in the dirt, so the bottom of the rick house is fucking dirt, and they're just there's a channel on YouTube where they tour different distilleries, and you see how they make some of the scotches, and it's fucking kind of cool to watch.
I dated a woman. I met her in Germany. She was from Edinburgh. Met her in Germany, and then I would get on a MAC-V flight or Mac flight every weekend and fly to RAF Mendenhall, and then get off the plane there, get on the train, and go to Edinburgh. And she took me to so many different distilleries, and I didn't like whiskey then. I was a beer drinker. I was 23 years old and didn't know a thing.
Well, there goes to that bottle, Carl.
She charmed the guy at one of the distilleries in Scotland into taking us back on a tour in the back, and he thieved out a 37-year-old family Scotch.
Wow.
37 years old. Nobody up but his family ever drinks it, and he thieved that out and gave us both a small glen of it. It was delicious, I guess.
Yeah.
It wasn't a peated. It was good. Yeah, 37-year-old family Scotch. She could charm you out of anything. She charmed me out of my I had one of those Baja shirts, one of those woven Mexican Baja shirts with the hood. Right. She charmed me out of that one. She's all, give me your hoodie. Give me your hoodie shirt thing. I said, why? She said, because I'll look better in it than you. I said, probably, but what are you going to give me? She goes, I'll give you a kiss. I said, that better be a really good kiss.
No, it doesn't. It just has to be a kiss.
No, it had to be a good, and it was a good kiss. It was so good. I flew
I did that with my girl.
I flew to Scotland. I went to Scotland every weekend for 3 months.
I do that with my girl all the fucking time.
And then she was a nurse in Scotland, and she's all, we got to stop this. I said, why? She's because I'm starting to fall for you, and you're not going to stay here.
Should have said, how do you know?
I'm not going to America with you, and you're not staying here in Scotland with me. I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to go back and go to college. She's all, so this is it. This is our last weekend together. I was all, okay.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was a good weekend.
I hope so.
You get a little kidney pie?
Oh, no. That's the other thing I made her get me, and then I hated it. Haggis. Haggis is horrible. That's the worst shit anybody's ever made. That's true.
I want to try, but I don't want to try.
That is true nastiness. That's that you have to be really poor to want to eat haggis. Poor people started eating haggis.
Well, something to eat, right?
Yep. Yeah, she told me too. She's all, you're not going to like it. She goes, we don't like it. It's our national dish, and we don't like it.
I like that, and we don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to go to this bar, and I used to walk into the bar all the time and say, smells like haggis and sheep cunt in here. Because everybody kids them in the Welsh about being sheep shaggers.
Well, what's everybody got in their glass for the last pour here of the stream? I've got the week of Peat for me.
I don't have anything in my glass. I'm going to go get something.
You need to go get something. Z-Man's got to do the same thing because I know he's out.
No, I got some Buffalo Trace.
Well, no, you got some Buffalo Trace, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's not anything.
Well, it isn't, but he's got something at least.
Yeah.
That's right, Carl. Tell him. But oh my gosh, I love this Belvini week of peat. Oh, the peat is right on the nose on this. It's right on the nose, but you still get that beautiful, sweet, sweet bread note. There you go, man. Perfect. My final pour of the night is a 03 Belvini 14-year-old week of peat right here.
I'm going to have a snifter of Four Roses.
Man, I just love nosing this freaking whiskey.
I'm not
It has such a good, sweet bread note. That's one thing I love about scotches. But this one on the Belvini week of peat, I know the peat is there, but the peat absolutely is, like I kept saying on it's in the back seat. It does not push through the
Andrew,
whiskey.
you're wrong.
Oh my
Haggis
God.
is horrible.
This is fantastic. And that's what peat should be, though. It should not overpower and push through the flavors of the whiskey. If it does, it's just not done right. My opinion. It's just not done right. But like I said, I know this is a peated whiskey. I can smell it, but gosh, you still get that pear. You still get that honey. You still get that sweet bread fruit. It's good. And then when you sip it, same thing.
Yeah, it should not smell like iodine.
No, it does not. It does not.
That's the problem with a lot of peats.
Nope. Smells
there
like
we go.
salmon.
Middle West. All right. I haven't had that, David, but I'm hearing it. That pumpernickel from Midwest, it's one of those ones where you go, huh, and you buy it, and it's been like, holy shit, it's
You know what
good.
pumpernickel means?
Cheers, Ken.
Yeah.
Devil fart.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpernickel means devil fart.
Yeah.
There you go. Get that Elijah Craig going. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, a little E.H. Taylor small batch in the Glen. Hey, I was drinking the E.H. Taylor rye the other night. Love it.
That's what I want. I can't ever find it.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. They're waking up in the land down under. We got UK, we had France, now we got Australia represented here. Here we go.
Y'all know what
little
French kiss is,
Belvini.
right? You know what an Australian kiss is? You know what an
Ken
Australian
is?
kiss is?
Ken is, yeah.
It's a kiss down under.
Scotch down under.
That's an Australian kiss.
So like I said, there's the Mankini stream right there. Scotch down under. So Josh, there you go. You can right there. There's the man that started that shit.
Good day.
It's his fault.
Good day, hey.
Good day.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a knife.
Fault.
This is a knife. Three Roses.
Yes.
Well, I get a big nose of this stuff in this glass.
Right on, brother. Cheers back to you, man.
To peat or not to peat? That is the question.
Oh, there's never a question about that.
Peat and repeat.
Mm-hmm. There's never a question about peat.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Not at all.
I love the distilleries with the water. You can just taste the water. Water comes through the fucking peat, which is just.
Have you ever had that peated Irish? What's it called?
You don't get that with bourbon.
There's a peated Irish that I like.
Yes. There's a couple of peated Irish that Four Leaf hit. I mentioned that earlier in the stream that she sent me, and we did the stream together. And oh my goodness! And that's where she introduced me to potching.
Oh yeah,
that is
Irish moonshine.
Yes, so good.
Yeah,
so good. And Eric is right. Peat is never the wrong answer.
Nope.
Nope.
Peat and repeat.
Exactly. It's never the wrong answer. Ken's told me you cannot go wrong with a Lagavulin 16. That's it. That's what you need.
Yeah.
That's the name of it. That's the name of it, Ken. 2 stacks. That's it. I was just going to say stack something. That's the Irish peat. That's one of the Irish peated.
Yep. Right. Yeah.
And then Healing Black Pits is a lightly peated.
The other one I've had is it's the Connemara.
Mm-hmm. I think
is a peated.
Either
single.
Eric or James was talking about that just a couple of up in the chat.
Yeah, and the Connemara cask strength is outstanding.
Mm.
2 stacks, maple syrup barrel, and stout barrel cask strength is spectacular. Yeah, but if we're gonna have Irish, we gotta have that proper 12, right?
Oh, bullshit.
That is the most horrible whiskey ever.
I mean, I couldn't. Ugh.
He was
just
at
thinking about giving me the shivers.
He was at a function in El Paso one time.
Exactly, Ken.
It's proper shite. That's what I told him. He was at a Specs in El Paso, Texas, and he was standing next to the whole thing and they had a cardboard cut out, and he's all, have you tried the proper 12? I said, that's proper shite, man. And walked by him. That's horrible.
Truth is truth.
God, it's awful.
Truth is truth.
Yeah, proper shite.
It is. It absolutely is.
And he's proper shite too.
And I'm the person that can learn from others. If somebody tells me it's shite, it's shite. I don't need to try it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I always have to try it for myself. I have to suffer like everybody else did, at least once.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in Germany, we used to drink this. We went to this bar. It was called Our Place. And we used to drink the stuff that was called Ratzenputz, which is distilled ginger. And it's horrible. It's a digestive.
I was just reading what Mr. Mom said. I'm like, oh.
Ooh.
I know. Exactly.
Proper 12 Long Branch and Black Velvet, if you please.
It sent the chills down my spine just because I saw Long Branch. It was like, oh. Ugh. Gosh.
You know it's good whiskey that comes in a plastic bottle.
Yeah. All right. I mean, BV and Coke, that used to be my drink back in the 80s, especially in college, because you can get it for $2.
Oh, BV and Coke?
BV and Coke, dude. Or 7 and 7s. Oh. Oh my God. I'd sit there and drink the crap out of those. Yeah.
And I like Canadian whiskey. I love Alberta Premium. Their cask strength. I'll drink that all day long.
Yeah, I got some up there somewhere, unopened. I've tried. I'm like, okay.
It doesn't stay around me very long. If I have a bottle of it, it's empty pretty quickly.
Well, good is good. I got you. I totally
I
get
like it. It's got that cocoa minty flavor to it that I really.
I'm told.
enjoy.
I don't remember that in the samples I've had, but yeah, that's very possible.
Yeah, I've had one bottle was really. It was almost like a thin mint.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, I can say this. This has been a good stream. I love talking about peat, especially peated whiskeys, especially with a chat as lively as this has been. Oh my gosh, look at this. Holden actually is still up. My goodness, my goodness. This is what I was saying. We were talking about the bourbon bar earlier when I said about the samples I gave him. There he is, right there.
The bourbon bar.
The bourbon bar himself. And if none of you have subscribed to the bourbon bar, I encourage you to go do it.
Is he
Go
a
over
grizzly
there,
bar?
slap him a sub, and subscribe.
Is
He
he a
has some
grizzly
good.
bar or is he a black bar?
He is the bourbon bar. I didn't hear what you said. But yeah,
The bourbon bar.
Yep.
I sometimes you poke the bar and sometimes the bar pokes you.
See, I knew it. I was like, oh my gosh, she's up. And there it is. My mod's got it.
Oh, I'm
Boom.
already subscribed.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Don't remember doing that, but
If anyone hasn't, you need to go over there and slap a sub to Holden. And yeah, he is on, man. You've got to do it. But so he actually opened one of the samples I dropped off, and one of the samples I dropped off was long before he started on his journey of peat. But he opened this one, and he liked it. And I said, "This is the bottle it came from, right here. This is the bottle."
It's not a Johnny Walker fan.
Yeah. Well, that's about the only one I tell anybody that's any good, particularly if you're getting into peat. So you can't beat it.
I had a client that invited me over to the house one time and was going to impress me with the blue label. And I went,
exactly. Thank you.
He's all, what do you think? I went, there's better scotches than this.
Yeah. Matter of fact, for less money, that's a lot.
For a lot less money. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Some people think, oh, look, I got Johnny Walker Blue. Huh. You do. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, hey, but you know what? People like the stuff. You got to just draw a line. It's what they like. It's what they like.
Yeah. I had a friend, and she introduced me to proper grouse.
Yeah. That I know what you're talking about.
Grouse.
Yeah, something like grouse. Yeah.
And it was good. It's very cheap blended Scotch,
but it's not bad.
Not for what you pay for it.
Correct. You got to keep it in context, and it could be really bad. And you're like, oh crap, this crap isn't bad. Literally, famous grouse. That's it.
Famous grouse.
You're right.
Thank you.
Famous
Thank
grouse.
you.
Proper grouse. Famous grouse.
Famous grouse. That's
smoky grouse.
Proper shite and
yeah. I was stuck on that proper shite, but anyway.
Yeah, famous grouse.
Yep.
Luxury Scotch whiskey.
Nope, that wasn't it. Hold on.
Okay, did you know that they make a famous grouse that is a reserve blended that is $287?
Well, it better be proper.
Famous grouse, $287. They sold it at Fruit Bat. Here's what it looks like.
Wow, Paul's. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's too bright. But yeah, famous grouse, winter reserve.
I got the 15.3. As a matter of fact, boom. This is it. And you know what? Since Holden mentioned it, this will be my closing out pour. Let me open this up. Oh. And pour a little drop of the Octomore here.
You can also get it for $28.99. So you get it for $287 or $28.99. Two different
I'd
types.
pick the $28.99, but you do what you want.
I'd kind of like to try the Winter Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of money
what
for a blended.
All right. I know I said the Belvini was going to be the last one, but since Holden said, hey, he went out and got the Octomore, and I just happen to have it right here, I'm going to go ahead and pour that. And so there you go. Ooh, I was a little generous in that little one, but that's all right. And this is, like I said, this is supposed to be an extremely heavily peated whiskey, but I will tell you all right now, yeah, no, it doesn't. It does not come off to me that way. But on the nose, you get the fruit, you get the peat in there, you get the sweet bread. But I will tell you this: the Belvini
nasal trauma
with
and nightmares.
The peat was more forward on the nose than it is on the Octomore. And like I said, this is 307.2 ppm. Yeah. So this is considered extremely heavily peated, but the flavor of that peat is nowhere what it is on Belvini or Lagavulin or anywhere else. That's for sure. But oh my gosh.
Oh, Eminecker, you're so right. That Winter Reserve Jim Beam is delicious. For an 80 proofer, it's really good.
Oh, for especially the like you said, $25. You can't go wrong. But oh yeah. But oh my gosh, this is great. And I'm just doing this because I want to get it further and further down in the bottle to really give it a chance to open up. But this is the Octomore 15.3 and at 307.2. Yes, 307.2 ppms. I'm just saying it is not, in my mind, heavily peated. So it's not robust. It's heavily peated, but it's not a robust peat like you would get in Laphroaig or Ardbeg or Lagavulin. Yeah, it's not robust like that. That is the distinction I'm going to make sure I make, because people say, oh, it's heavily peated, it's heavily peated. Everybody has a different understanding of heavily peated because of those other brands I mentioned besides Octomore. So
I've just gone down a famous grouse hole because I didn't realize, I thought they just made cheap Scotch.
No.
They make a smoky black.
And probably a black and blue.
It looks, they describe it as a signature blend, rich, deeply fruity, enhanced by an intrigue of smoke.
Mm. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
They make a blender's edition.
Just sipping that whiskey makes your mouth water. That's how damn good it is.
That sounds amazing. Their second use barrel, their first use barrels.
Yeah.
And they don't recharge them.
They don't. Mm-mm.
They just dry them out real good, and then put the product in there and let it age for 175 years, and it comes out light yellow.
Yeah. But I'm telling you what, this is sweet. This is viscous. And now again, the peat is a faint memory now after that sip. So that's why I'm saying it is heavily peated in parts per million, but it's not that robust, in your face, coal shovel smack like a Laphroaig or an Ardbeg. That's the difference in the peat. That's the difference in the peat. But this is and what I said, this is what 60. Let me see what it says here. 61.3 ABV. 61.3.
Wow, that's a high ABV for a.
But it doesn't drink like that. I'm going to say this drinks right around like 57, 58. Maybe less.
120 proof Scotch. That's potent.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So what's on your shirt below things you do in your spare time? Oh, okay. See, I'd have a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead.
Wow. So it is. But let me just say this. If I hadn't gotten it well below $2, I wouldn't have bought it because it's going for $3.99 a bottle plus out here, depending upon where you get it. Yeah, I would not have paid that for it. I would not have paid that for it.
What is heavy vapors?
Ardbeg.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Yeah, at $80, yeah, go ahead and buy it. Yeah, it's it's good, but you're either gonna like it or you're not.
Yeah, the barrels that you use for Scotch and Irish whiskey are both first use. They call them first use bourbon barrels, or they will also do Oloroso sherry or PX sherry casks.
Yep, I was just going to mention just what you said, and you said it already, Donald. It has become way too expensive, but it still disappears, and particularly this one. Particularly this one will disappear. But like I said, it is not that robust peat like a Lagavulin. Like I said, the peat flavor is in the trunk on this. It's in the trunk. You'll taste it up front, but there is no way it overpowers everything else inside there. It does not overpower anything else inside there. Oh, look at there. Mike's come back for a final pour of the night. I just poured some Octomore.
Ooh, that's a good final pour.
He's refilling his Glen there. Perfect.
I had to help my brother with the big game draw for going hunting this year. So sorry about that.
There you go. Did you get him all situated?
We're all in for the draw. I got to take care of Sasquatch if he wants in, but.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, there's Scotch down under Ken. Cheers, Kenny.
You just needed to have one. I told you that.
What do you mean it's become way too expensive, Donald Rance? It's been way too expensive.
Oh, yeah. There is no doubt about it.
Like that stuff, you do it in the U.S., it's like freaking $350 for some of them. It's crazy.
Oh, man. Yeah, Tom, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. But as long as you got that generator and about 5 gallons of fuel, you're gonna be golden.
It was the ice storm.
Yeah, snow, ice, all the good stuff.
I get smoke with peat, or I get smoke when I drink peat, Larry. That's definitely there is a correlation between smoke and peat.
And there's a difference, though.
There's a difference, but yeah, there is a correlation. You do usually if you're drinking something peated, you'll get that smoky taste to it, but that doesn't mean that it is the peat.
Right.
Yeah.
Some next dog I get, next pit bull I get, I'm gonna name it Smoky Pete.
Oh, nice.
Two very different things, but
they're two things they kind of work together.
Mm-hmm.
They're like chocolate and peanut butter.
Yep.
Exactly.
Two great tastes that taste great together.
Like chocolate and peanut butter. But well, it has been a great stream. I love talking about the peat and the Scotch. I love that we had such a lively chat and input from others.
And Stalzy just now got back.
Well,
We on
he
the phone?
knew he
We
had
on
to
the
come
phone,
in
brother?
there and join us for a little bit and at least have a final pour with us.
Yeah.
But I thank everybody in chat, Andrew, Donald, Eric,
Hit that
Richie,
like button before you leave.
David. I mean, you guys have been great contributors. Mr. Mom, appreciate you. Larry, great to have you here. Thank you very much. Mark, appreciate you. Really do. It's been a really, really good thing. Richie, love having you here. Carl T, can't do this without you guys. Can't do this. We can't. Myself, Livewire, yes, we host the stream, but you guys are the ones that make the stream for us. You add the backstories, you add the information we don't have. And I always say this. And Ken's up early. Come on here and to see us.
Cheers, Ken.
It's great. And I mean that. It is great. And Josh, I'm telling you, I just need you to reply to my Gmail. I will bring you into the light. I have the means right here. BourbonNeophyte@gmail.com.
Dana McClendon.
I can bring you into the light, brother.
I think it's funny that you're bourbon neophyte, but you said 60% Scotch.
Now I am. It used to be the other way around. But because now I just don't see anything that interests me on the bourbon aisle. I'm not saying I don't like it.
The Scotch interests me, but the stuff that interests me, I can't afford anymore. So
that's where I'm going. I mean, honestly, that's where it's going. It's like, ooh, ah. And then you're at 3-4 plus a bottle. It's like,
yeah.
But that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes.
Nobody says their hobby is cheap.
No.
Everybody says it's an expensive hobby. Every single hobby that anybody ever has.
Yep.
Yeah. Mine's really expensive. My main hobby's really expensive.
That's because they're not even 30 years old, Eric.
It's very true. It's very true.
Exactly.
Very true. Mike gets to see them regularly. I send him all kinds of pictures just to make him eat his heart out.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you very much in chat. I look forward to seeing. Dude, no problem. Look forward to seeing everybody in chat next week. Who knows what the topic will be, but I do eventually. So cheers, everyone.
And I'll probably see you all next week if me and Scott together.
You do that live wire. You'll be good.
Yeah, I'm going to
do live wire. There you go. And it's not Mike's fault. I'm going to say that right now. Whatever happens next weekend, it's not Mike's fault.
I am going to have this time next week. I will have a brand new son-in-law.
Yes, you will. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, man. Congratulations to your son too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. Have a good night. I will see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. There we go.
And we're off.